Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CCZone Season 5, Episode 1. We are back. The Apollo League is here. And I have Chelsea and CCS, Commish himself, Mr. Flay Don. That is a still, that is not his camera frozen, just FYI. Yeah, y'all. How does it feel to be back? We're here. We did it.
Dude, it's been many years. I had to come back on camera for the return of the podcast, but it feels good to be back. Honestly, these past few years of comp, there's been a big CCS-sized hole, in all of our hearts, and so it's very good that we're remedying that.
That's good.
You're gassing this up for no reason. I was just fucking bored, decided to bring this back. That's all that happened.
Nah, tell the truth.
That is the truth. Ego, and I was bored.
There we go. I wanna harp on that second word right there. Ego.
All right, man, take it easy.
Flay does have a massive ego.
No,
Flay and I hung out, and then all he did, he just started pounding Modelo's. This is a true story.
No, I started pounding Jack and Cokes. Please respect me.
Oh, snap.
After pounding like 5 Modelo's, he was just sitting in the corner of the bar. He was just alone. I went to go do other stuff. He was just like pumping that shit. I think he needs like help, to be honest.
This is hilarious because now not only is the podcast back, but we're like getting adult versions of y'all, which is kind of fucking weird. I mean, you guys were adults before back then, but like y'all were still babies, man, compared to me. Let's be real.
Hey, man, because you're like 40. That's why.
Like, yeah.
I am 32. Okay.
Or how was 9/11?
How was 9/11?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, tell us about it.
No, honestly.
Oh
Yeah, Redakted, you're 32 and those numbers reversed. Think about that for a second.
And that is why my profile picture is a chicken smoking a cigarette, because that is what
I don't think
being
there's a correlation.
in the CCS does to
like,
me.
you can't say that is why and then say.
All right, man. Can we actually start talking about League of Legends now? It's been 10 minutes.
No. We're here real people, man. They here not just for League. Like, we don't want this shit to be boring.
They are here for League, bro.
Yeah, they're just here for League. They're about
this
the League.
is a new generation. They don't give a shit about us, bro. Nobody gives.
Okay, fine then. I guess we want to get right to the content, right? Right to the slides. That's what we want to do.
That's right to the slides.
Nephews? No, never mind. Caxi's old as fuck.
Okay.
What the hell?
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably stream like.
You should stream so I know what side you're on.
Yeah. My fault. I got you. Uno momento, por favor.
This is the return of the CCZone.
It
and
is.
We know I made the slideshow because I made a line about myself here. But yeah, we did this podcast before in previous splits. Normally it was more structured. We had a better graphics package today. Thank you to MB for having like the forethought to sort of bring the old graphics package sort of from the dead and bring it back. Obviously, he put in a lot of work to get us to where we're at,
and
it's gonna be. Oh yeah, and Lee, of course. I almost forgot about my favorite producer. Sorry, MB. Yeah, like I have a tier list of like CCS staff internally, and like Golden is at the top. So, I love her.
Where's Flay on that list, and where am I?
Actually, MB was able to get a lot of the graphics. I thought we would have less. Right, we actually have most of our graphics set up. So shout out to MB and Golden for that. Um, right now we're just gonna be going through a slideshow with some talking points, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, let's get right to it.
Yeah, let me go to slide number 2 here on our wonderful control sheet that MB has designed for us. Let me know if that changes. Here we go. Can you guys see that too?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Awesome. All
it
right,
might
perfect.
be good to be back. And Flay, I do want to hear a bit more about how it feels to sort of come back to the amateur scene. I know a lot of us that are playing here sort of, didn't retire when you did. We kept playing League of Legends. So from your perspective, sort of, how is it like, now compared to then?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's some of you obviously remember me from before. We used to run CCS back in 2021 to 2023. I've been around since 2018, so I've been around for a pretty long time. But I ran CCS from 2021 to 2023. Then obviously left for Aegis and left around like 2024-ish roughly. So I've been kind of gone for the last 2 years. I was still very distantly active, not in the scene, but I was still like, just keeping an eye on, but not really doing anything. When I came back, I guess it just kind of feel weird to be blunt seeing the lack of leagues. I mean, I remember back when there was a time when there were legitimately 20 Thursday plat leagues. That was a real thing for any of you unks here in the chat that remember that. I think there's quite a bit of you. There was a ridiculous amount of leagues every single day. It was kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you. And now it's just like, yeah, I've looked into it. You can barely get like 2 leagues in one day, to be honest. At most 3, and that's kind of pushing it. It feels, I don't know if like the scene is like dead per se. It just kind of feels like it's not as active as before. I mean, there's I guess reasons for that. I mean, obviously now people are older. Obviously league popped off and COVID was a thing. But I think the big factors is kind of like, I mean, I don't think the age is that huge. New players join league all the time. Things occur. It just kind of feels like the community aspect of the league that was kind of present in like almost every league. I feel like back then has kind of reduced. Yeah, I remember the chats were popping in kind of like every single league, even the more like non-community focused leagues. It felt like people were always yapping, and now it just kind of feels people just kind of show up and play, don't really talk anymore, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, definitely. And I know a strong point of the CCS was sort of how community focused it was. Redacted, I do want to sort of hear your thoughts, as someone who's currently, making your comp sort of re-debut in BOL. It definitely feels.
How
I
dare
wasn't.
you?
What do you mean? How do? Listen, you brought.
Why are
I
you
You are
putting
wasn't
me
here.
on
you are stinking it
blast?
up in
You
BOL, my
didn't
boy. You
let
are
me finish
so
it.
bad. Oh my
We
god,
didn't.
I've fun this
We did
fast.
not let me finish my sentence. I
Okay.
wasn't gonna mention the fact that you guys are getting absolutely blasted every week, but now that you're putting me
All
on the spot,
right, all right,
I
all
might as
right.
well. What I was going to say is, I also play in BOL, and I know that the engagement there is sort of dead. And I guess like, now going from sort of content guy to, at the CCS to a player in a different league, does it feel different? Is it sort of what you expected? Did you, want a little more from these other leagues?
In terms of, we're talking about in terms of comp, right, and not um
Yeah.
like comp
As a player,
and
like
league as
playing.
a player.
No, just
Like
Um,
your
playing another league.
yeah,
experience.
my
BOL.
experience. So I, to be completely honest and blunt with you all, I feel like my position is a bit more unique, than just a regular player, because obviously, like, I'm kind of higher up here in the CCS. So me talking shit in BOL would not necessarily be a good look, as I'm always
Yeah, that's
told
fair.
by my
That's fair.
CEO. When I go to other leagues, I should be on my best behavior. So personally, from the jump, whether I play in BOL, Aegis, Titan, I already told myself from the start that I wasn't gonna interact like at all. And my teammates, some of them wanted me to, like, yo, come on, Redacted, they talking shit about us, and I was just like, oh, no, you guys got it. Like, I
To be
will
fair, you
stay
guys
over
have also
here.
lost like every game, right? I was
Okay,
personally making
yes,
stuff as
yes,
well.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's fine.
yes, yes. Jesus. Oh, we are not here to talk about BO. We're here to talk about CCS, right? But I will say this. I will say
I'm talking
this.
about
There
redacted right
is
now.
banter in BOL, but
No,
obviously,
there is.
there's banter in all those other leagues. But compared to the CCS, our guardrails are way more loose. Like
Yeah, no,
someone
for sure.
took the bolts and loosened them very, very aggressively. And you just
Yeah,
kind of
no fault in
push
that,
and
yeah.
see how far it can bend before it pushes back on you, because they're
Yeah.
still there. Don't get it twisted. They're still there. But yeah, um, that's just my perspective and position in terms of a player in comp versus running a league. So
Hey man, BOL back
Yeah.
in the day was popping. Back in like
I, I
2019, 2020, 2021 UNC days, that league was popping, man. I was a big fan of BOL.
I mean, I can also speak to like my personal experiences. I did a lot of like staff work at Aegis for like M600 cap leagues. And then I eventually left because they kept buying every single league and I had nowhere to play. And so I needed to play split in ADL. Um, but what I liked about and when Flay approached me with the opportunity to help out on this, I did like the idea that we could try something new because well, I really, enjoyed doing what I did at Aegis and like getting to help out. It felt like they had a very set formula, and I don't blame them, right? If it isn't broke, don't fix it. But the opportunity to try new stuff and like implement new systems that I think like may or may not have been a good idea. And, some of it like remains to be said whether the risk I took in the rulebook this splits will pan out. But I am optimistic that we can have some interesting results. I mean, I took the like Nemesis draft format where you get to pick your cross groups. And I really do think that's going to make cross groups interesting because for so long, so many leagues have just had these like worthless chicken shit cross group matches that mean nothing and are a waste of everyone's time. And I wanted to create a way for those to have agency. I wanted to completely remove like LCS order because they always created really granular rules about like what is a top lane champion, what is a mid lane champion, and it restricted creativity. So if you have like multi-role talents on your team, I think you should be able to use them. And if that is something that other teams should have to adapt to. And it's only week 2, right? So we don't know how these things are going to turn out. But I like that I was given the option to at least try because I think if you don't innovate and you keep doing the same thing, eventually people are going to get bored of the product, and if you don't have enough people, this whole thing sort of falls apart.
I completely agree with that, 100%. Which is why I do like the, you know me, I've always been the content guy. I don't really care much for how the rules and things work of said league. That's not to say I'll still be ignorant about them, but I let you guys nerd out over there, and I nerd out on the content side. But I do like some of these swings you all have taken. Just because I mean, in amateur, like we have the ability to do anything and everything we want, and people can choose. I don't want to play here. I don't want to play here. Simple as that. Obviously, a professional is at the mercy of their TO. Same with amateur, but like there's a lot more tier 3 playgrounds compared to tier 1 or tier 2. So yeah, that's my take on that.
I feel like it's a good segue actually to the last topic here. Mention about playing. Another
Yeah,
factor why we kind of did what we wanted to do is because half the people in this league can't play any other league anyway. So it's like you guys have a choice, right? You gotta play here, you like it or you're not. So you might as well try anything out, considering half of you are either Apex or Yeeted in every other league. So it's not like you guys have a choice, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, I personally like went into the split. I mean, I ended up being less restrictive with rosters than even I was planning to. Um, I ultimately think that what is it's sort of become a problem where leagues have sort of bastardized the old like Yeet system into something far uglier and far worse for the health of competition and for the leagues, where they just sort of apex everyone that has a good split. Apex anyone that's close to the ranked cap, even though the original like Arch Terrorizer clause was because like people were performing at a high level when being far away from the cap. Um, I think and I think Sams is honestly like the biggest proponent of this in an effort to quote unquote try and call super teams and split people up. He has created a system where people feel like they have like one quote unquote like shot to win a league or get a deep performance because if they do good and even if they don't win, they're not getting any championships, they're still at danger of just being forced to move up. And so people feel like they get one split to have a good chance, And so, at that point, like if you have one split to try and win in your division, to try and build a super team with what's available to you, and it creates this really weird arms race about like, okay, Apex let's drop who are the best non-Apex players, and I think it becomes really unhealthy. I mean, the example I cite all the time is when I was running AML. I think King Coney made finals like 3 times in a row, and I think he won them like twice. Eventually, the competition just caught up, and then he became a perfectly acceptable player. But if I had yeeted everyone that made it to M600 finals, then ultimately, you know, it wouldn't have sorted itself out like nobody can play in the same league. It's hard, for storylines to develop. It's hard for, to create an interesting product for people, because I think ultimately people should, have an opportunity to defeat like the reigning champions, to defeat the people that are good in the roles. And if you keep eating all the good players, then future performances will always be marked with asterisks.
Thank you, Redakted, for your contribution. Yeah, just quick add-on to that. I'm out for you guys. I mean, there's a lot of unks in this chat. Y'all remember? Remember when Aegis had the terrorizer list? I like to use the terrorizer list because that used to be called that. I forgot why they changed it to Yeet. Oh, that terrorizer was more appropriate. That always made sense to me. There's always a few players who, let's be honest, they fail the eligibility rules, but yeah, that's what we call it in CCS. So that's not your ranked acid. That's the rule we call it in CCS. There is a few always, but I do think it gets a little tricky when you decide between not if a player is too good for the league, but that they're too good to play with other people in the league. Deciding a player being too good for the league is a much easier task for a TO than deciding if a player is too good to play with other players. Ultimately, to be blunt, I'm going to say this as well. I know people don't mention it. A lot of TOs are low ELOs. That's just the reality. A lot of TOs are just lower ELO players usually. We really are allowing effectively gold plat players to dictate someone's true rank.
What's your ELO play?
I don't play the game anymore. When I played the game, I was again high gold and low plat before Emerald, obviously. So I got low ELO.
Look at him trying to blast through it. Look at him trying to blast through it.
Me too. The fuck? You know what they say, Redakted? Players play, and people who aren't good enough to play start an org. That's how it works.
Oh shit. Okay.
Look at every TO, look at every org owner.
Yeah, I think Zol's like gold, right, as well, or some shit.
That motherfucker Zol's so cheeks, man. God, he's so dog. Yeah, bro. Everyone's Luby's fucking masters, idiot. I don't want to hear it, okay? You fucking close your eyes, open the game, and be Emerald if you played enough games. Jesus Christ. Alright, that's all I really gotta.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's move on to the next slide here, because we still do have quite a bit to get through. Flops of the week, Chelsea. I just want to let our viewers at home know Chelsea designed all of these slides. So can you explain to me what this is? And will this continue to be a trend? Please say yes.
It will be a trend on whenever people flop enough for me to sometimes I'll just look through the match results when I'm bored at work, and sometimes I see things that piss me off. And these are 3 examples of things that I've seen that have pissed me off this week. I didn't miss the CCS because Flay always actively encourages me to be toxic whenever I'm talking about the players. That's a good CEO if I've ever seen one. This is the same. I remember I used to write articles back when TA existed, and they would complain to their org owners, and they told Prots to do something about me.
Wait,
and it's crazy because then he stole Prots, and he stole all of their money. And so in the end, I was the one that caught the last lap. Let's look at flops of the week. At the top, we have the 0-10 Poppy incident. I think Flay would know. What's that image of that one? I think it's like Tony Snell or something, like 0 points, 0 rebounds.
Yes.
Nah, bro, this is Davies Bertans when he went 0-0-0 of 6 fouls in a Wizards playoff games. This guy's a fucking terrorist. How do you go 0-10?
This is my goat. He was playing against Top Varus, which is now meta, and Riot will have to do something about that. But until then, yeah, he took Fleet too. He knew he was not gonna have a good time. Second, we have this game 1 Graves top, And it's like I see like Graves top is like we'll get into whether it was a good pick later on. It's not, right? But the problem I have isn't that we're playing Graves top.
Oh wait.
Redacted, your stream did
Yep.
die, so I can't see anything. But
I'm bringing it
it's
back.
burned in my memory, so I know that this guy has a fucking ravenous Hydra in his inventory. And I don't know if he was been in a coma since like 2023, but I don't think that item's been good on Graves top for years. Like if you're going to go Graves top and you're gonna like grief your team's draft, at least build the right items when doing it. Right at some point, have some respect for your teammates. And I actually this third flop I was gonna take, but I feel like Flay, he has a burning passion about this third image that we have on the right over here.
Yeah, let's talk about
So
it, Mr.
I
Edon.
feel like if you ever want to know how cooked the ranked solo queue is currently, how just completely incorrect the caps are. Just like it is a national emergency in the United States of America. Fucking Noobly has hit Masters 99 LP.
And what's wrong with that,
I
Flay?
really hope. Stop talking. I really hope, for Noobly's sake, he's actively sitting at 99 LP. If he plays one more game, that dude's not gonna play comp for like 2 years. And no M600 team's picking that guy up. I'm so sorry for Noobly. I'm sorry that you had an 8-game win streak. I actually feel bad. I'm gonna be honest. I think he himself kind of feels bad. This is like, I don't know what to say, man. Like they low key should just let him smurf in a league. Like if I found out he was smurfing next year in Apollo, I think it would be okay. I actually probably couldn't even tell, to be honest with you. It's just, and the
okay,
worst part is he's playing
that's
top,
crazy.
not jungle.
That's crazy.
That's all I have to say.
I did
Crazy.
not have all of this vitriol in me when I put the image there. This is all Flay,
It's just like, it's so appalling to see that.
I mean, Newbly is my goat, and I'm going to be rooting for his
No,
success.
I love Noobly, but
in rooting for his success, I am rooting for his ability to not rank out past M100.
I'm hardcore.
That is-
I will write a letter for every other league to let him play and not play any more games than 9 LP. I will handwrite that and sign it and mail it.
All right, let's go
Certified
to the
mail.
next slide.
Okay.
So the background for this next slide is that I was looking at that Graves top build, and I thought to myself, how the fuck did we end up with Graves top in game 1 of a Fearless draft? And so I opened the draft link, and I saw what can only be described as this scientific mistake that's gone on over by the red team here. So we see a good honest elo sitter lost using his M100 team building and drafting skills over here, has got his B1 karma because he likes lane prio. I actually did just get a Discord DM from Lost as I said that, which is crazy. Can you do 8? No, frick you. I'm on a podcast. Lost, you suck. All right. All right. Perfect. As I was saying, B1 karma. We like lane prio. We like abusing the meta. Whatever. And then in frankly what can only be described as the stroke of infinite genius, New Origins decided to lock Seversona. And when I say they lock Seversona, it's like they decided to walk away from their computers for the next 25 minutes. Because what do you mean you see B1 karma and you lock 2 champions that don't do anything? For you're just going to lose lane. It's sorry, I said something really mean to Lost.
Are you responding back to Lost right now?
Yeah, no, I feel really
Okay,
bad.
I was like, you just stopped talking. I didn't know if your camera froze or something.
I did say he sucked, and I feel really bad. It was sort of like a heat of the moment thing, and that's a really rude way to message someone that DMs you. So I'm sorry, Lost, if you're seeing this. I still won't be free at 8 because I have to play Ek in my Pokemon match. But yeah,
Wait,
so
did you say
Syndicate
Pokemon
locks
match?
Syndicate locks Caitlyn, which frankly, they what can New Origins do? Imagine you're playing Seversona, you load up onto the Rift and you're playing against Caitlyn Karma. It's like 10 years at Guantanamo Bay or 10 minutes in lane against Caitlyn Karma. They're the same thing. And then what's even worse? Great, you lock 2 mobile champions, and then Syndicate locks J4. And what's our solution, bro? We got the mummy. We got a Moo. That's gonna do anything. That's gonna solve the problems. Yeah, but now you have a Mumu into like solo in J4, where Caitlyn and Karma are like super high range, right? It's going to be so hard for your move to like consistently get past, get all the way to that back line. And then on 4, you're like, okay, what's our solution? We should blind Talia, which is really it's hard for me to find different ways to call every decision they made in this draft dumb, because they're all dumb and there's not enough words in the English language for me to express that. I just they Syndicate B1'd Karma, and then we locked a bunch of champions that are really bad into Karma, and then they B2'd Caitlyn, and then we locked a bunch of champions that are really bad into Caitlyn. Nice, bro. I actually want Talia. I want 2 orders of Talia.
Two
Waiter,
orders.
more short range champions that lose to poke, please. God
It's okay.
damn
At
it.
least they picked the Bruiser R5, right?
No, but okay, but if you think about it, right, like if Syndicate goes AFK for 25 minutes and then Sona scales, then it's really good. If Conveyable Cub's mouse disconnects for the first 10 minutes of lane phase, it's a winning lane. Did you think about that, Flay? Did you think about that, Redacted?
That's
No.
why I'm
Why are
actually
you
not
not
a
playing through
player.
this guy disconnecting WinCon? And yeah, then I don't even know if I don't even think it's Epi. They have a sub mid laner. It doesn't matter. In Redacted mid lane, he locks Victor and he
Huh?
like you'll be
Oh,
fine.
the word redacted. Sorry.
No, I meant you.
No,
The
he means
person.
he means literally Redacted.
Wait, why am
like,
I
I'm
getting
sure-
flamed?
I'm saying you could pilot this and it'd be fine.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still kind of insult, but I'll take it.
It
And
is.
then-
Like, go on.
I'll take it.
And then you see this, right? Syndicate lock Ornn for their Masters 99 LP player. Great use of your great allocation of your resources there, right? First of all, let's get that straight. You have a Masters 99 LP player in your D3 cap, so you say, hey, let me give you some Ornn right now. I'm fucking sick. I'm sick to my goddamn stomach. But you look at this and it's like, what can you do? Your bot lane's fucked, your mid lane's fucked, your jungler's a Mumu in the year of our Lord 2026. And so you have this
It's a
R5
strong
pick.
line.
You see their shut the fuck up, Play. Don't speak to me.
Okay.
You see this
Speak to chat,
R5
actually.
pick. You see their entire team, and what do you see? I see a bunch of range champions. Weak side laners. They have a lot of wave clear though, and so you sort of need something to play through. You need something that will win you the game. You need a win condition,
Mm-hmm.
and then you want Graves. Graves not gonna do all that. You're playing Graves into, again, 3 range champions, a Jarvan and Ornn. We just picked a bunch of champions that beat melees until like 1.5 melee. I mean, Ornn's a melee, but he engages from fucking like, ooh, from like 1,000 miles away. It's so disgusting. It's so fucking
That's how
disgusting.
Orange sounds.
There's like 30 champions you could lock on R5 that are like not gonna win you the game, right? Like nothing on R5. You need to lock Jesus Christ himself on R5 to have a chance of winning this game. He'll turn water into LP, bro. Like that's the only way you can
Write
win.
that down. That's a
Because
quote.
like the principle of locking in a 5th dog shit champion after you've locked 4 other dog shit champions in this draft is so disgusting to me. And yeah, that's how
Quick
my
note, though.
Wednesday's been.
This series went to free games, by the way.
Yeah, because and we'll see in the next slide what that has
We will
done
see the
to.
last slide.
Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it.
Here we go. What we got here? Oh my goodness! Wow, wowzers! What are we looking at, yo?
Yeah, and we're looking at the week 2 match results. I put all of these images here before I remembered there was a schedule tab. So, and
I
I
actually like this
lazy.
better.
Nice one.
Yeah, so we got all these match results. Group A on the left, Group B on, I kind of cooked.
You did.
Uh,
You did.
Flay, I spent a lot of time talking. Tell me, what do you think? Are these expected results? These not expected? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, like, look at the games here. It is. I'm actually a little surprised how competitive almost all these games were. Besides the final boss TMG game, which I mean, we'll talk about the power rankings after the slide. I do think TMG are currently the worst team in the league. No, I'm not really surprised about 2-0 loss, but everyone else, I mean, I guess the big thing that actually stands out with me is that new Origin Syndicate game going to free games. My understanding, maybe I'm wrong. I thought Syndicate had a sub off the top of my head. It could be incorrect here.
Yeah, Syndicate had a sub mid laner.
Which, I mean, not having Sean, right, not having Peppy champion,
Peppy
are technically
champion.
our only defending champion. Not having him is a factor for sure. I do think if Syndicate, we'll talk more about Syndicate after the next slide. they want to go for a deep run here, it's going to be up the mid jungle of Lost and Sean. Lost and Epi, excuse me. It has to be them.
Not
To be
their
honest with it.
99 LP, not their Masters 99
No,
LP.
not their Masters LP mid laner. Nope, I'm not laner. Nope. So that is an interesting result. I do think New Origins, this is the first time we actually saw them play, right? Because they did not play week 1. Gojo's and them had to basically force reschedule due to the riot issues. That's an interesting one. The only other comment I think is kind of interesting here is Aspire taking a game off of Rush. Rush kind of, I'm not going to say dominating, but a good clear 2-0 win against Lotus in week 1. And they come into week 2. Spire does not have Glacial, right? They have a sub-80 carry. They come in and take a game off of Rush. I understand that Rush does have Rutledge, which is a big deal. The Rut Queenie combo is something to respect. But, it's interesting here for Spire, and it's kind of one quick note here for the Chelsea. Of all the teams, if you actually look at their schedule, Spire may have the most difficult schedule of any team. Their cross-group games are Dorado and Lotus. By virtue of being the last team picked in Nemesis, they have a disgusting cross-group schedule. And so if you are Spire, it does really feel like every game matters because of the fact you have no freebies, right? You're going to be playing arguably the 2 best teams in Group A, in my opinion, and you're going to be expected to lose 2-0. And so when you're playing against, and obviously they lose to Elysium week 1, 2-1, they lose to Rush week 2, 2-1, even thinking those games are good. That's really the big thing. Everything else I think it was kind of chalk. I mean, for the most part, I guess obviously you can talk more about Lotus service. Honestly, a superstar performance at Aftermoon in Game 3. I really thought if Lotus lost this week 2, but a little bit of a 911 call for him starting 0-2, especially because they play Syndicate this week.
And a 911 call for me too, bro. I protected them first.
I'm going down. You, me, and Storm all protected them first. Yes.
I'm going down with the ship at that point, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean it's early, but like definitely them starting the season 0-3 essentially was not great. But I digress. But yeah, I really think the biggest story was the New Origins game off of Syndicate, and we'll talk more about Syndicate in the next slide.
Next slide?
Yeah.
Well,
next slide.
All right, let's do it. Here we are. Oh, content power rankings.
Yep.
So just to explain the image, so me and Flay, and because Redakted is both lazy and bald, which is a deadly combination.
Fuck you.
He does.
Gotta pick up
I will admit to the laziness, yes.
Okay.
But that's also I really don't know like any of these players, so I don't think it's fair for me to like rank these teams. Yeah. I'm gonna be real. You guys poured over these rosters. You know these players a lot more than I do. Like, if they're around next split, like the players that is, I'll be more comfortable ranking. Or maybe when we get to mid-season.
Yeah. And Redakted, like, I give you shit. I do respect that. Unlike a certain other member of the content team who sometimes likes to make power rankings without having a clue of what he's talking about, I respect you, Redakted, and your ability to sort of, have perspective on your own capabilities here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So looking at
Redakted
this,
doesn't matter anyway. We're eating half the league regardless. So say goodbye to most of these players. Fun idiots. Welcome to Ember League.
So this is we have our preseason rankings, which is sort of what I posted mine. I don't think Flay ever made his public, so this is his
I did. I posted my tier list publicly. What are you talking about?
Okay, I don't actually pay attention to what you say ever, so I believe you now.
Own that bozo.
We have post week 2, which is where we're at right now and what I believe the team's current strengths are, and hopefully Flay filled it out on the same criteria. And then I put this championship contenders thing. I wanted to challenge myself to get 6 teams out of the 14, so less than half, and then rank them the top 6 most likely to win the whole thing, in my opinion.
Same.
So it's obviously different than the week 2 because some teams are crashing, some teams are burning, but we've learned from previous splits that the teams that are the strongest in the second week might not be the strongest, all the way through. And so, yeah, I spoke a lot, Flay. Let's start with yours. Tell me. So you got Lotus. Even in the post week 2, I think that's the most controversial.
Would you want to start bottom or top?
Let's start at the bottom. You're right.
I do think we both have the same bottom 5, right? More or less.
No.
Or
our ordering's pretty different.
But I mean, like the same bottom 4. Would you agree that
bottom,
DOB, Gojo's, Fury, and TMG are bottom 4 teams? As in the teams are not going to make playoffs?
Yes.
Because what do you call? Remember, everyone makes the postseason, but the top 4 in each group make the playoffs. The bottom 3 go to Gauntlet, and then there's 2 teams from Gauntlet. And so I feel like those bottom 4 are the teams least likely to make Gauntlet. I don't really think there's much to talk about TMG. We can start about every team. I guess 14th, you had TMG, and I have TMG.
Yeah, I think
And you talk about TMG?
my whole thing, and I mentioned it in the article, is that a lot of these these bottom teams have bright spots. TMG's bright spot happens to be their support, and if your only good players are support, you're not going to win. It's sort of, you just,
Agreed.
That unlucky role distribution.
Right.
It sucks for Cool One too, especially because of the fact that I do agree he's their best player. They have essentially a new player in comp in B-Men 3540, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a bunch of, frankly, not familiar players of the jungle, mid, and bottom, in my personal opinion. I'm familiar with Cool One.
You can just call them randoms. You don't have to say not familiar. Like, we're not PC over here.
Okay. But the reality is, they got drawn in the hardest group. And unfortunately, they played Con week 1, which I thought was a real litmus test for them, right? They had to at least take a game of a Con to show some kind of, life, right? And they got 0-2. And they got 0-2 against Final Boss as expected. And quite frankly, there's not really a game I expect them to win until essentially week 6 in Theory of Everything, which is a team I'd expect to beat them. I don't think there's really much to say about TMG, to be honest. I think they're a team, but if I'm TMG, I'm just going, thank God that technically I'm not eliminated. I'm just looking to improve over the season. A lot of these are newer players. I'm looking to get better, and then anything can happen in the Gauntlet, right? You could legitimately go 0-16 and then just win the Gauntlet and make playoffs. That's the way I'm viewing it. Just keep the mental up and just,
keep
to
playing.
be honest, I think it's...
Yeah, you should keep your mentals up after we call the randoms. That's good comms play.
I mean,
it's
only week 2.
I mean, listen, it's only week 2, but
well,
they are
going
week
into week 3, but yeah.
So then, I guess for number 13, I got TOE. You got Gojo's Gym.
So okay, my theory about Gojo's Gym, and I had them ranked a lot higher in the preseason.
I ain't gonna lie, real quick. I'm surprised y'all ranked them so high, cause personally, if I did have Gojo's Gym, if I did have my own sheet, I would have had them last because of just because of the Shadow Z carousel. Personally,
sure. I thought the Shadow Z carousel too. I believe the theory was the Shadow Z carousel usually starts at week 3, week 4.
Yeah. Okay.
And Joey got turbo nuked before their first match. And in my defense, not in my defense, I should have known it's Sir Joey. He would have gotten nuked before the team started. I even put him as most likely to get benched in my article, and then he did get benched. Which by the way, generational call by me. I'm kind of like that. To be honest.
Bench before you even played a game. It's kind of incredible.
Right? I will take the W on that. But
Chelsea's so funny, man.
The wheels on the bus have come off, and they are no longer going round and round. Jax, or I think his name is Learn New Lanes, please.
Not a Jax main, formerly known as not a Jax main, right?
Yeah, formerly known as not a Jax player. I mean, I call him Jax or Weeds. He's good. He might be a little more washed than I gave him credit for. He did have a monster Varus game. He was the person that caused that 0-10 Poppy screenshot we saw earlier in Flops of the Week. So I have to give him credit for that. I did see him kind of lose Camille Garen, and we know how I feel about people that lose Camille Garen. I've already made it a point. I'm not going to belabor it. He didn't lose it as bad. The Garen was also losing. They just both lost the lane somehow. But yeah, I don't know if they have
Gojo's Gym, though, as long as Young Nats is captain, there will be 5 players. We don't know what 5 players there will be on the Rift. But there will be 5 players.
Hey.
And so the problem is it could be week 5. It could be a completely different roster besides Young Nat.
Nat's got a factory somewhere.
And they could be be a lot higher. I mean, I think a lot of Gojo's Gym is kind of who's gonna show up that week. It's really hard to get a feel for.
So could you say
that's why we're never really a contender.
Could you say they're all in the gym?
All right, next team. So let's talk about Theory of Everything. Because you have them 11th and I have them 13th.
Yeah. So Theory of Everything played Con, and they had a sub AD, and I think their starting AD is an unironically not bad player, and I think like that is a player that if you like lose them, you are there's like a big hit to
Who?
the team.
I thought they
Puss in
slipped up because
Boots.
Moby's not very to carry starting.
Is he starting?
Yeah, Moby's not starting. They lost Puss in Boots.
Wait, I thought that was just a news sub. No, am I
No,
trolling?
it's official this week. I mean, Caxi can confirm also in chat. I'm pretty sure.
Actually, you're in
Puss in
chat.
Boots.
Explain.
I'm pretty sure Mobe is the actual AD carry now for TOE.
Okay, well then
They
never
didn't change
mind.
on
Put
the
them
sheet.
like then at that point I'd put them below
DOV.
DOV, and it's close between them and Gojo's at that point. I don't know.
I mean,
I
I feel like if you're Fury everything, right? Same with TMG. You got stuck with tough group. The only way you're ever winning game, I think, is via topside, right? You're just hoping the fact that Caxi has played a million comp games, so he's
mean,
basically knows what to do.
Caxi doesn't know how to carry. He plays util champ. It's the
Well,
same
that's
thing
my
as like
point. Like,
Khaki
he's
said
just
the
a
switch is
stabilizer.
permanent, by the way.
You
I don't know if you guys saw the
Caxi's a
chat.
stabilizer. You just hope that JP can carry you. I feel like, or just
Okay.
or someone could be the carry. But the one advantage that Fury everything have over a team like TMG, which is why I ranked him higher, is that
Okay.
at least you know Caxi's not going to run it down.
I mean, yeah,
In my
Caxi's not gonna run it down,
This
but
is
I think it's
important.
like a cool one situation where I don't think Caxi is ever served well being the best player on his team.
No, I agree. I agree.
And I think Caxi is now the best player on his team,
Yes.
and I don't think that's a recipe for success. So
No, but
I think Caxi is like he's like discount K-Peps, where I think he is a very important support piece to have, and I think like especially now that K-Peps doesn't play, like he is the best in my opinion, like util specialist, which again is like two words that like shouldn't be together because it's I lock Talon every game and I drop dick respectfully, but I respect other walks of life and other ways of jungling, um, but yeah.
I mean, listen. I guess the last thing I'll say before going to the next team.
Oh shit.
I understand that, yes, but when you're a team like TOE, which my understanding is they've only played 2 games together, as in the 2 games in CCS together, is the only games they've been in a period. Having someone like Caxi will be useful when you're probably losing most of your games, right? Having someone as a stabilizer to get you to the gauntlet, and by then anything can happen, right? Would you be surprised if this
Why are we
TOE
both
team?
arguing against our own rankings? You had them lower and I had them higher.
I'm
We're
just,
both
no,
arguing
I'm
each other's
listen,
points.
listen. I'm just saying the team I think is okay. They're just basically playing for Gauntlet. That's all.
I mean,
All
I
right,
think.
next, go on.
Okay, yeah, I speak too
Yeah,
long. Next, DOV Twisted. They
yes.
also made roster changes. Um,
I haven't
I
added them, but yes, they
normally,
have.
yeah. I don't know. They spent all like preseason hyping up the holy like in Flex Q Freddy the holy Bible or whatever
Flex
his
Q
full government
Friday.
summoner name is.
Yes.
First of all, like what? Second of all, if you spent, I mean, obviously it seems like it's something where it's like a schedule thing based on the vibes I got.
Sure.
I'm completely speculating. Um, I don't know who DOV is, so if they have anyone here, they could clarify. If they don't, then
Panda should
They
be
were in
around.
Eternal last year.
Apparently.
happens.
I think it's almost the identical roster as the one I played in Titan Eternal last year. That finished like 5-4 and barely missed playoffs.
They
I know
did
it's a
pack
point
up
league.
Crisp 10, and I think that's kind of funny. I mean, I'm optimistic about that roster swap in a way that I
Same.
wasn't for TOE.
Oh, there we go.
So
Yeah, Panda's in the chat. He's on DOV, and he was a
Yeah,
former
yeah,
CCS producer.
he was. I am
schedule we
optimistic
kept
as
starting
well.
5, but he had to go. Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, if the rosters play together and it's on better terms, right? Like you know, I believe in them. I think again because you have Gauntlet, you have time to make changes like these, and I am genuinely like optimistic. And I hate being optimistic. I like calling people bad, but I
Another quick note about
go
DOV. Besides the
DOV.
fact that I saw them, do fairly decent in Titan last year, is a very important point. Because cross group games are same as regular games, right? We talked about how Skyloft, or I talked about Skyloft has the hardest cross groups. They have
We'll
very
get
easy
yeah.
cross groups. They play TMG next week, and then they finish the season with Khan. Now, Khan's not like a pushover or anything, but if you're DOV and your 2 cross group games are arguably, in my opinion, 2 bottom 3 Group A teams, there's a world which DOV can sneak into that 4th spot and avoid Gauntlet just because strength of schedule, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like the stability, the fact that it's more or less the same roster, they're of all the bottom 4 teams, in my opinion, they're the one I'm most optimistic about making playoffs because they've actually been there before, and the schedule just favors them by sheer luck, obviously, right? I mean, Skyloft got shafted for just because other teams are EOing, and DOV just kind of escapes like bandits. And because cross groups are the same, you could see a world where DOV picks up 2 wins from Group A and propels them to 4th place.
Yeah,
Alright,
definitely.
So we both have Con at 10, right? You want to go first or me go first? Because they're undefeated
yeah.
right now, so I think we have to explain ourselves.
I mean,
think
no,
I can explain myself,
this is
but
just
yeah.
the TA light effect. When you're undefeated, but it's a TA light effect where if you're undefeated, but your wins are TMG and then a 2-1
DOE.
against DOE,
Yeah.
you're not actually undefeated.
Yep.
Like you've like
Agreed.
spiritually lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I think it's really funny that Khan gets the TMG treatments because I know Khan is like already pissed that I called them randoms. But which in my defense, like if you don't want to be called randoms and don't be like I'm not
And start
forcing
winning.
you to be here, right? Well,
Yeah.
no, they are winning, right? But
Yeah,
it's
but like
like,
start winning some real games. We're about to see
I
them,
mean-
right? They play Dorado, Final Boss. What do you have? Dorado, Final Boss, Lotus, and who's the other team they play here? Hydra. That's their next weeks.
okay,
We're about to
I
find
think
out if they're
okay,
pretenders or not.
I will take the under. By the way, I think out of those 4 weeks, fuck it, I don't know who I'd make a bet with, but I'm willing to bet with someone that
They
out
lose
of
every
those
game.
4 weeks, they take a max total of 2 game wins. Say.
Ooh, 2 games. I mean, I don't. Maybe.
Which
I
I
feel
guess
like
2 game wins, because that technically includes if they 2-0 and they get 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, then I think it's okay. I think they win 2 maps max.
Like, okay, I mean, like, do you? I mean, listen, I've been impressed when I've seen from our mid jungle, especially Pride and Mav Sax. I actually think look pretty decent.
I mean,
I think we're
Pride
kind
is
of
Pride
taking
is
them.
good, right? Like Pride is an
Pride looks
objectively good player.
honestly pretty good as a jungler. I thought Mavs has actually looked pretty good the first 2 weeks. Killian's been okay, and Erical Demon's been okay. I feel like to
I
watch
mean,
more
I'm a
Shadowkeeper.
big
I don't.
I'm a big Anarchial Demon fan. That's me. Like I'm a big Anarchial Demon fan. I'm like rooting for that guy to succeed. I was like
He's calling
on,
you out
on
right now. Is he saying series wins or game wins? He's asking you.
series wins or game wins.
He's
Yeah.
saying you guys are gonna win more than 2 game wins. That's the bet.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want that was the first Garen Camille incident, which frankly gave me an aneurysm, but I respect you gotta respect the hustle.
Wait,
I
who
mean,
the fuck made this poll?
in the poll, I don't know.
I just got back. Oh, it wasn't one of you guys. Okay, it must have been one of our
It
mods.
was not us.
One of our mods.
Bro, we're
man.
making the poll. I think the
Okay.
final thing I'll say about Con is that we will come back in 2 weeks and see if we were wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I think it's possible we could be wrong, like, but that's the point of making calls, right? Like when TA Light was 3-0 and I predicted them to like not make playoffs, that was like a controversial decision. I ended up being right because in general, like statistically, I'm mostly right. But
Ooh, boy,
you
Chelsea
can't.
loves being right.
Yeah, no, it's generally one of my favorite pastimes. But you can't. There's no point in being right all the time if you just like go pick the higher record team winning. If Con is actually a top 5 team, does this look better than TOE? Yes, unironically, Caxi. That is how power scaling works.
What number are y'all on? I went to go grab some water, so I want to know where
All right,
we're
let's
at.
do number 9.
You guys are only on
New
number
Origin.
9? No, can we skip the top 6? Because
Oh, we're talking about every team.
Okay, all right. I mean, if y'all got time, y'all got time. It's been an hour though. Just letting y'all know.
That's fine. We got time. We're good.
Okay, then go for it.
All right, New Origin. I feel like I don't have a lot to say about New Origins because they only played 1 series. It is a little promising though because you took a game off of Syndicate. Granted, there was no epi. I know,
I mean,
but I don't really have an opinion of them having preseason because
I think
they're
after that disgusting game 1, the fact that they were able to bounce back and win,
yes.
like that to me shows resilience. Because if I was in that game and if for some godforsaken reason someone had put me on a Mumu in that game and we lost it, my team would be I would be
Okay, but
banned
you also
from
have,
many
like-
places.
You have like
Putting-
negative mental, so I don't think you should use yourself as an example.
That's true. That's a good point. See, you're kind of smart sometimes, Flay.
No, what the fuck? All right, I actually don't have a lot to say about New Origins personally because you only seen 1 series and
I
it was
do.
against a modified. Anyway, it was against a modified Syndicate team, and their Goju's game got rescheduled. So
Yeah,
I have the same opinion I have of them right now. It's individually they look fine, but I don't know enough about these players. I will
I
need you to ping me in 2 weeks to give an opinion about them.
I mean, I was considering putting Khan above them, but because again the low sample size, I
Yes.
decided to sort of like keep things closer towards the mean. I do think there is a strong argument for Khan to go honestly like above 9 and maybe even above 8 because I'm very not happy with Syndicate right now. But I
We're just
think,
fucking fraud.
with 2 weeks, I'm going to, lean back a little on, the fact that we haven't seen stuff, fact that there's low sample sizes. I think these rankings obviously are very malleable and could, change.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next one. We both have Skyloft at 8, right? I mean, no, you have Syndicate at it. Okay, let's do Skyloft first, and then you can go about your fucking Syndicate rank because you got them a lot lower than I did. I mean, I understand they had not too great weeks, but Jesus Christ, you have them low. I mean,
Yeah.
you go for Skyloft, and I'll go.
So for Skyloft, I think there's like a legitimate argument to be made about the strength of schedule. They got put in a
Yes.
very weird place where nobody wanted to call their shot on Iota, but people called shots on other good teams earlier on in the draft. Like for example, Lotus started the Nemesis draft by one picking XSV Rush, and then Hydra got picked, and so it bounced around to a weird spot where in theory like the best team should be going back to back at the end of the Nemesis draft, but really it was a bunch of like unknown teams. Then Dorado got picked, then Skyloft got picked, and so they were in a like unique spot where they have a super hard strength of schedule. Um, Additionally, they're also just like they went 1-2 versus Elysium, 1-2 against Rush, which is honestly better results than I thought they would have. I mean, I
Decent
figured,
results, and they had no
yeah,
Glacial last week too.
those are pretty decent
They had TJ
results.
starting. TJ's Glacial's a lot better than TJ in my opinion.
I have no idea who that Teach guy is. I heard from someone who probably wants to remain nameless that they were bad, but that's one person, and so I don't know, right?
Remember, Skyloft team is also, I think, besides Baxel, playing in BO Emerald, and they're just like 2-2-4-4 right now. I think in BO Emerald. So we're just, I
That's
mean,
the thing. Like, despite strength of schedule, I think they're just like an average team,
yes,
and so
I
I
agree.
put them at the spot where I'd put an average team, which in this pool currently happens to be the exact middle of the league. I think
Yeah.
because of the strength of schedule, they might like be forced to go to Gauntlet. The thing is, like, even if your
Agree.
strength of schedule is completely, terrible, even if you're last in your group, you get to go to Gauntlet, and you get to play against teams from the other group. And so if you really were against the best teams, the entire regular season, you can
You should win
still
out.
make playoffs
Yep.
by, playing against the bad teams that go to Gauntlet with you. So it's not like the league design is like ruining your season. Sure, you start off in playoffs at a lower series, but at a lower seed, but you made playoffs. And so if you make playoffs and you can't beat the other playoff teams, then you don't deserve to win, right? Is my
Agreed.
theory on it all. I think their record is probably going to be worse than their team strength suggests, but I also don't think this is some like hidden super team that's going to win.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Baxel's pretty good, mechanically especially. Glacial's obviously a CCS player. He's pretty solid. Bongo's okay. I mean, I guess the one thing I have to say though, I don't know, we haven't really talked about it. The CCS, in my opinion, is stacked with junglers. And we got Ek, Sutek, W Brains, Fate, D1BZ, Aftermoon, Emperor, Surge. I mean, not Sergio anymore. I have to change up, but I digress. CJ Lopez, Caxi,
You're saying
Queenie.
every jungler, and I got really confused because you said super
No, no,
junglers,
no.
and you said Sutek
Nah. I
second,
meant
and
like
that's like
we have
really
all of it.
fucked with my
I just
head.
wanted to.
And don't forget
I just
about
wanted to list
me.
all the junglers. Anyway, just wanted to list all the junglers, and there's a lot of quality junglers in the league, in my opinion. And so I think one thing for Skyloft is if you don't have one of those top end junglers, I think there's actually a good amount of them for teams. I mean, someone like Pride, for example, I think is pretty good, but I don't
Yeah,
think he's
Pride
top
is.
3 in the league, or even top 4, or maybe even top 5, right? Like if you actually go down the list, there's just a lot
I
of
think he's
quality junglers
close.
here.
I think Pride is talented.
No, he is. But my
Um,
point is like the fact that it's even a question shows the amount of quality depth in the jungle.
okay, that's.
You want to do Elysium and then leave Syndicate for like the championship?
I don't
contender?
want to do. I mean, okay, I'll talk about Elysium. I have genuinely nothing to say about Elysium. Like nothing interesting, like good or bad. it's just like an Elysium team. I guess like the question is, can Chaser carry? Just like as a rule
Yeah.
of thumb, like in my mind, the answer is no. But I also don't think Chaser's bad.
Yeah.
It's just a team that's gonna be there. Um,
Yeah.
I'm like
You
Syndicate's been disappointing, and I think they're better than Skyloft Spire, so I sort of went up one from the median,
sure.
sort of by default. I
It's a
think
huge leap for Elysium.
I think they probably could beat Hydra if Duddy Brain just like absolutely puts Sutek in a blender, and I think that's a realistic thing
Yeah.
that could
Yeah. Yeah.
happen. But I think the pieces around Sutek are better than the pieces around Duddy
Yeah.
Brains, so I think it's hard. But I mean, Duddy Brains is not like untalented, right? So I think he could find a way to make it work.
I mean, I think they are exactly where they're going to be at the end of the split. Third place, because they're in a weaker group. They're going to be third place with a pretty mediocre game score. They're going to sneak in the playoffs as third place in the upper bracket. They're going to lose in the upper bracket, and they're going to get on the lower bracket. And that will be their season. I don't have much to say about these players. Generally agree with you. I do feel like I actually have to need to see them. I think Viva's been actually pretty interesting, at least the first couple weeks. But other than that, I kind of feel like I need to see more Elysium. They are kind of what I expect them to be. They're
I
going to
mean,
beat teams that they're better than and lose teams that they're worse to. Or
I mean, to
better
me,
than.
Viva is like the Caxi of the top lane, and I don't think that team needs a Caxi top
Sure,
lane.
sure.
Which sucks. I think Viva is going to be like Viva's a really good piece that would
Yeah.
make some other teams in this league better.
Like Syndicate.
No,
Fucking
their
that's what
problems
Syndicate.
aren't.
I know they're not,
Actually,
they're not.
maybe. I wonder if you swap Nubly and Viva, does it make both teams better? And I think the answer might be
It
yes.
probably does make both teams better. But
I think it
speaking
actually
of
makes both teams better. Okay, yeah.
let's just do championship contenders. Let's start. We actually both have almost identical lists for the most part. Let's just start with Syndicate. You go give your proper speech.
I mean, fucking this Chud lost, man. I mean, they just take turns running it down. I think the people I'm most disappointed in are Lost and Conveyable Cub because they are both performing at levels that are worse than
Are
I've seen them.
eligible? Not needed
I mean,
players.
no, I mean it's like I've seen like I know that okay, Lost is objectively a good player, and Conveyable Cub is also objectively like at least a decent player, and they're having these games where they just like play really really poorly. There's just a lack of consistency across the map. Every single player. Maybe not. Well, I'll include Epi because he's not consistently showing up to matches. So I actually yes, every single player is inconsistent, and that's not good for championship prospects, which is why they're the lowest on my championship prospects list. Um, however, they're still good players, so I think they can do it. Like I have to like call a shot, and there's a lot of teams like that are similarly ranked, like Elysium, like Skyloft. Like I'd even venture to say like New Origins and Con, right? Who in theory like have rosters that are capable of locking in and winning. But I chose to put Syndicate out of that pack of teams there because, you know, I still believe that if they're, playing not under, where their names should be playing, then they'll be fine.
Listen, it's only 2 weeks. They got a huge game in week 3 against Lotus. I don't. It's not like a must-win, but it needs to be at least a close game. If
I
they
think it's
lose
kind of
2-1,
must.
you think if they lose 2-1 to Lotus, it's like end of the world? If it's a
No.
close 2-1, I think it's fine.
I mean, that's kind of make or break for both teams, right?
Well,
Like
to
mental
win the
wise.
group, yes. But like, I feel like if you're a championship contender,
I mean, what do
you
you
don't
mean win the
really
group?
care.
I think Final Boss is in the best position to win that group
Oh,
right now.
100%. But I mean, like, I feel like if you're a
They're
top,
fighting for second at this point.
yeah, but I'm saying if you're a championship contender, you're fighting for second and third. You don't really want to start in the lower bracket. You want the safety net, right? And I guess to talk about Syndicate, they were, I think for you as well, the biggest droppers from preseason. I had them second, dropped them to 6. Everyone else is slid up 1, basically.
Yep.
I was optimistic because of a lost Epi pairing. I went back and did some research myself and looked how they terrorized various leagues. They've been disappointing so far. Granted, they've only played 1 week together, right? Because obviously they didn't play week 2. As much as I shit on Nubly is still probably one of the better top laners in the league, all things considered, playing weak side top. Variable is very good. I think they'll get it together, but the fact of the matter is, there is a world in which Syndicate starts the season 1-2 with a 3-5 record, and that's not a good world to be in this group. They
Why?
thankfully do have. And the one thing I will say though, kind of before we get to the next team here, if they win this week, Chelsea, their next opponents are going to be TMG and Fear of Everything. So they can very quickly go on a 3-game win streak and move forward and get the momentum before they face off against a big Week 6 match against Dorada. But
Which we probably will be streaming because we
Yes.
like viewership. Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean it's a big match, right? Because if they lose this match, then no one's going to care about Week 4 and Week 5 if they win those. And then the Week 6, and be like, oh, I'll never disappoint for Syndicate. So yeah, that's why I got my. I think you said whatever. All right, we both have Hydra. I feel like Hydra is exactly what I expect them to be. They did not. I mean, they didn't move in your rankings. They moved one up to mine only because I moved Syndicate down below.
I think Hydra might be too low. Like maybe I'm grouping by putting Hydra this low. I think they have a lot of really good players.
They do.
I think fundamentally, and I remember thinking this as I was ranking it. Like, am I ranking Hydra too low? But then I think about Sutek playing against CJ Lopez. I think Sutek playing against Aftermoon. I think Sutek playing against Ek. And then, funnily enough, I think about Sutek playing against Queen
It's
Sticks.
Queenie. Yep.
And then I realized that no, I think Hydra is actually exactly where
Yep.
they need to be. I will go more into depth on this on the next slide, because I think there is a lot to talk about Hydra on that slide, so I won't spoil it now. But
The next slide, and we're
yeah.
not even done with this one yet.
no, we're not there yet.
Jesus
No, we're not
We gotta
Christ.
talk. I'm trying to
You
speed
guys-
this up.
you-
It's 7:30. I want people to be able to
tricked
talk.
me. You said this was gonna be an hour.
Hey man, we're yappers.
I
okay?
didn't say that. I kept my mouth shut because I know not to lie.
Anyway,
Next we have Dorado Iota.
Yep.
I think Kaiser Loveless bot lane is not going good.
Mm.
I don't
Maybe they need love
I don't
me.
really know much about Loveless.
I mean,
I-
Kaiser's cracked. Can we just say that? Kaiser's fucking cracked.
Don't glaze him.
Yeah.
It will get to his head and bad things
I
will
mean,
happen.
he objectively is
I
cracked.
mean,
if you
yeah,
watch
he
the
knows
guy
he's
play.
good. We know he's good. There's all these really weird pairings. Like I'm pulling up to the function and I'm seeing Ezreal Melio into Lucian Pike, into Sivir Nico, and that can't be correct. Something needs to, with just like the champions that we're playing bot lane, something needs to be done about that. There's
Out of curiosity, did you put any onus to how they got completely turbo stomped game 3 against Lotus? I know it was an Aftermoon Legacy performance on the Fizz, and they just could not kill him. But
But
they
you
really
can
felt like
kill Fizz with this draft.
But yeah, they could have killed. They should have killed him. That game should not go in like that. You put any onus to how badly they got stopped game 3 against Lotus, or do you think that was just kind of like,
I don't think. I mean, I don't think it's a throwaway game. I think they got thoroughly outplayed by Aftermoon. Granted, Aftermoon Fizz is, I think he's like 11-1 on it in comp, including M100. I would like to point out that the one loss is to, pretty cool jungler. I don't know if you've known her. I think her name is Terry Coke. So I'm the only person to beat, Theo's Fizz in comp, but still, you have to either ban it or they pick champions that are good into Fizz. They have a lot of CC. It's not like they ran out of CC.
Redakted didn't do it. They could just point clicked. He just couldn't do it. There's so many times Fizz could have died there.
And it's like they have stuff to deal with Fizz. Not saying it's a good draft because again we have this like really weird just like pairings. And I don't know. Something needs to be done about that. I don't know who they have drafting for them.
Either.
Like I know there's like no, I don't. I probably am like flaming a really like an objectively good player's drafts, but it doesn't, if you're good at League, it doesn't make you good at drafting. There's.
Do you have any concerns about CJ Lopez against some of these upper junglers or no?
I don't think he's as good as Ek or like
Top end
Aftermoon,
jumpers.
but I don't think he's bad. I think he's like better than like a Sutek. I think he's better than Duddy Brains. Like I don't think he's a bad. Like he's not gonna. I don't think he is on a roster where he has to 1v9. So I'm not worried about his ability to 1v. I don't think that's his job. I don't think that's his function on this team at all. So
I agree. You want to talk about final boss or Rush?
let's talk about Rush. Oh my god.
This is Rush, right? This team. Apparently first they lost their support in the last. Everyone knows what happened.
I mean, Vulture 88
Vulture-
is the best support in the league.
No, he
That's
is,
what's going
100%.
on. And
Yeah,
this is
100.
the
He's
world we live in. We
Vulture
live in a
88
world.
actually just like Himothy. I can't believe I'm saying that.
We live in a world where Vulture 88 on Monday nights he gets his geriatric ass onto his computer chair, he plays his third best role, and then he beats everyone. What are we doing?
It's
What is
kind of
anyone
crazy. I mean,
doing in
okay.
this league?
Are people that
mean,
bad,
listen.
or are the sitters just that good?
Vulture 88 is the fucking goat, Redacted. It's just Vulture 88 is the goat. We
Listen,
live in the fucking Twilight Zone. Left is right, up is down. Nothing makes sense anymore.
now that is true, and he had a great performance in week 2. But we saw Rutledge and Queenie week 1 against Lotus. We
But
saw
Vulture
this
88
rush
was
team.
dropping dick week 1 too. Like what?
No, Rutledge was actually going crazy week 1 with Queenie. We saw, but basically the Rush team had dominated other leagues before. It looked like Rush, and they kind of manhandled Lotus. I mean, I have them. What do I have on my list here? I have third or second on my list, excuse me. And I only have them below Lotus. I think Lotus had an off week. But realistic, if I'm being respectful, they're playing like the best team in the league right now.
Don't be respectful.
To be honest, if I'm being honest, they're playing like
I
the
don't
best.
think any team's playing like. I mean, I'll push back on that. I have them above Final Boss because Final Boss.
I mean, what's your worry of that team? Rush?
Final Boss didn't play a week because I don't consider beating TMG playing a week, right?
Oh no, I
So
know.
Final
I know
Boss
it's a bye week.
effectively has like 1 week of sample size.
Sure. But what's
It's
your
like-
problem? Like, what's Rush's weakness? You know, if
I think
Kuzi, Queenie,
eventually-
Rutledge, Angel.
I don't
and
think it's a
Vulture
player.
bot.
I think the answer is you just gank bot lane a bunch and you make Angel mental boom. That's how you always beat that team. That's
Sure.
how you've been. That is how you've beaten that team. Like you've been able to do that since
Mhm.
you know this like core has been playing, which has been
Mhm.
years at this point. So
Yeah.
I guess maybe it doesn't count, but that is
They
in
have
theory
Vulture.
how you beat that team, right?
They got the
Yeah,
best
I
support
guess.
in the league now.
No, literally, maybe Vulture 88 is just like he's the solution to everyone's
He's
problem.
a solution. Now they're just like cooking. This is like, that Rush team. I know they dropped against New Origins, and I'm very interested to see that. I mean, we're probably not going to see Rush until week 4, right, when they play against Hydra,
Yeah,
which will
then
be
we
a
are
very interesting game, and we'll talk
to
more
see
about.
on stream. Oh yeah,
It is.
W viewership,
Talk more about
W
the best players
XSV.
in a bit, but we gotta go on here. Who we got left? Lotus, right? That's it. And
No,
Boss?
final boss and Lotus. I will save final boss for next slide as well. Same with Hydra because that makes more sense. So,
Let's go with
Flay,
Lotus.
what happened with Lotus? What's going on?
Honest opinion, I think they're mechanically the best team in the league in terms of pure player skill. I think Aftermoon on paper is the best jungler. I think Crispy on paper is probably the best AD carry. I think Shibs is really good.
Flay, I'm gonna push back on that because like I feel like saying that like mechanically they're best team in the league, sort of like discrediting how poorly they've been
Yeah.
playing. Not only
Well, that's my
like
point. I think they're just
That's
ego in
right.
it right now. I think they're just like an ego mode. And I'm gonna be honest, a team like Lotus, I'm not really worried about their regular season performance.
I mean,
I
me
think
too.
if
That's
you're-
why I have the championship contenders.
yes,
But I don't want to downplay like how, like
No, they look
respectfully,
bad. They have not looked
like,
good.
and
They
like
looked really bad against Rush, and they actually looked really bad against Dorado week 1. I mean game 1, and they looked. I mean, the game 3 was just. It was literally just they could not kill Aftermoon. It was really. I'm not
Crispy-
trying to simplify, but that's all it was. Crispy's
Like,
not looked that great.
yeah, Crispy knows this, and he is my friend, and so I know he can take it. He has been playing really poorly, and I think he is aware of that.
Mm.
But it's like,
But on paper, I feel like this team just goes, as long as we make playoffs, we're fine. I think the real issue is if we see this team in 4th seed and they're in the lower bracket, that's when the shit happens. And they could be in the lower bracket, right? There's a world. There's a world that they're in the lower bracket. Next week, maybe you were right. Maybe it is a must-win next week against Syndicate. Because if they lose against Syndicate next week, it gets dicey. You don't really want to be starting in the lower bracket, no matter what, right?
yeah.
You don't want to have to play how many best of 5s? Like 5 or 6 best of 5s to win, as opposed to going in the upper bracket and you're just like only playing like 3.
Maybe they need 5 or 6 best of 5s to like remember how to play League of
Warm up.
Legends. Because like
Real.
what I've been seeing on stream is like, it's just like not this, like they're not playing like the players that I see in like M100. This is not the Aftermoon that took my lunch money that one time. This is not Chris 10 that like absolutely nuclear bomb blushed in lane. This is like I don't know who
Counterpoint.
to replace them with in terms of
Counterpoint.
body
Maybe
doubles.
they were
but-
right and they're all washed and they're all unks and they actually deserve to be in this league. Counterpoint.
Yeah,
Maybe we're just
no,
lost,
that's
man.
fair. Maybe I'm ingenious, to be
Unironically, they're just
honest.
all fucking washed, and they're just like not the same. They don't play league enough. They're not the same players, and they're just here, and they belong to be here. But I have them first place for a reason. I'm not gonna overact it for 2 weeks. It is what it is. But I think we're ready
Anyways,
for the next slide, in my opinion.
yeah, next slide.
Next slide.
This is more content.
It never ends.
I think this is the last slide we have.
Finally.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, so
God
this is
damn.
like the quote-unquote team of the split so far. It's like okay, I realized I didn't make this very clear. There's like the top team, which is like best in role currently, in our opinion, and then the honorable mention, like right below.
To be fair, I also have another honorable mention as well. But Chelsea, let's talk about our first teams first. You start because we almost have identical first teams.
We do almost have identical first teams. We'll start in the top lane. This Murphy guy, I don't know. He like his OPGG looks like he can only play Alawi, and then we've seen over the past 2 weeks that he can also kind of play Poppy and Mundo. It does remain to be seen if any champions exist after that. We don't know. And I was like, can I justify putting him first team? And then I looked at every other top laner, and I was like, yeah, no, yeah, probably I can actually. Like, I think if you want to try and beat final boss, at some point someone has to find out if he can play more champion, right? Because he's very clearly good at the champions he plays. And like House of the Queen is just like completely misunderstanding what I'm saying, which is like a very common occurrence.
Yeah.
Like it's clear he's very good at what he's doing.
Own that, broad.
We need to find out if he can do more things. Which
at the moment.
But that's like not a
yeah.
negative, right? Like
Yeah,
like
exactly.
if your guy is good at doing something, then you should just let your guy do that. That's good. That is how you win.
And listen, that
like,
dude's Alawi and lock-in was so disgusting.
Yeah, I mean he made Noobly his little bitch, right? Like that is what happened.
Yes, unironically, yes.
Yeah, it's like and like they're doing the right thing, right? Like you know they're forcing other teams like, yeah, if you let me play the champions that I'm winning on, I'm just gonna keep winning on them. That's what you should do. And that's why he's the first team. Then we have Ek in the jungle. Ek is really good at League of Legends. I do have a PDL draft match against him in about like 30 minutes, so hopefully he's not good at that. But there's a lot of stack junglers in the role. I don't even have Aftermoon on my list. In theory, I would have Aftermoon like second place, but Queenie like absolutely like dumpstered him week 1, and I think it's actually disgusting that you've put him over her, Flay, to be honest. That's a little insane after what happened week 1. But I mean X him, and like I'm always rooting for Ek. Like I'm I'm gonna be honest. Like he's always my friend. I'm always gonna root for him. It's a lot easier to root for him when he's playing really good, and when he is just like, in my opinion, the clear #1 jungle in the league. And then yeah, let's get to XSV Hydra. So I have BKP and Maddie in my first team. You only have BKP. I think this like mid AD core, and I like mentioned it in the content piece. I didn't think it would like be this apparent this early, but BKP and Maddie are like really good. They're good, consistent late game carries.
Hydra may have the best carries in the league. In terms of mid AD carry, they probably the best carries right now in the league.
Yeah, and like the reason I have the team low is because like I think Espada is a good supporting staff. I think he's like a really good player to pair with that. I don't know if like jungle support are good enough relative to the rest of the players. I mean, you clearly believe in Levantine because you have him second. I don't know if I'm.
But that bot lane in general is very good. But go on.
Yeah, I mean, like I think Maddie's really good. I think Levantine is fine. I think Sutek is choking a bit. I mean, like even besides, like I have Shib second. Like I'd probably put Bravo above Levantine. I probably would put.
What about Bravo?
I'd put Eudora above Levantine. I'd put fucking. And then like Seeker off Bard is probably better than Levantine. And I think there's an argument for Coco being better than Levantine. I think there's like a lot of support. Like I think like it is the bot lane is the Maddie show, for real. Other things. I mean, I don't want to talk about Walter 88 more than I already have. Let's go to second team mid laners. We talked about beating up. We talked about Khan beating up on lows, which is what has happened. And normally that's like not very good for rankings, right? Like I normally wouldn't. No, yeah, sure. Like if we look at the individual matches, I'm sure. I mean, I didn't like fully check. I'm sure Pride is dropping like 7 million kills. I mean,
No, Pride's
I
on my
saw
honorable
that.
mentions list. Pride,
I saw
no
an
seriously,
Archaeal Demon was dropping dick, but he did like solo lose
You
his team
really
one
like
game,
that phrase.
which
He did.
like
He did solo lose his team in game
he
2,
did
which
solo lose
automatically means
his
you
team.
can't be on the list. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, Anarchial Demon. I was pulling for you, but you gotta give me more to work with,
You
buddy.
can't solo lose the game to fucking JPT boss and York. I'm sorry, dog.
But I think Mavsack, he made the list one because I don't think the other mid laners are consistent.
Agreed.
And given the circumstances of him playing against weak teams, he's still like consistently performing, and that
Yeah,
sort
he's
of
so
earns you
committed.
enough points collectively that he sort of rose above the other players. So shout out to him. Not
Yep.
his name. I don't know what a Mavsack is. I frankly don't want to find out. Um, yeah, looking. I mean, we talked about Rush. Um, Queen Six. I have her here. She's queuing up every single CCS game, locking an AP jungler and winning. Frankly, it's everything that I would want to be in my life, um, including the personality, the quirks. Like it's just looking in a mirror and it's very strange, and I don't like that. But she is playing well. She beat Aftermoon, which is why she's here above Aftermoon. Um, Kali G, I have Kali G top lane. Again, I feel like mid lane, top lane sort of gets a little messy after the clear number one.
Agreed.
It's Kali G. I mean, he's been playing pretty good. I don't think Iota's losses are his fault. Same thing with Godson. I mean, you have Godson above Matt. Actually, let's talk about that. Why do you have Godson first over Matty?
He doesn't
Or
know.
let's not talk about it.
No.
He
Yeah,
don't-
no,
he
you're
doesn't
right.
know. He
Honestly.
doesn't know what he's
No,
doing.
I was literally about to speak, and you cut me off. I mean, I think honestly the big deal is the fact that I've actually watched him play as opposed to Maddie. I know I've watched some Hydra POV, but realistically for Maddie, it's been what that one game of lock-in, and it's been just POVs and some screenshots. I watched
I don't know.
what is Kaiser? Yeah, Kaiser. I watched Kaiser play that Lotus game, and just in
Kaiser's-
pure talent alone. Go on.
I mean, Kaiser's really good, but it's not who's the best. Like yeah,
Right
I
now,
think
when you're so early on, team of a split, it's a bit of your reputation and a bit of how you performed. In 2 weeks, I can't say team of a split. I
I
have a
tried
couple
to
other.
weight performance more because that's more interesting than me just
I
saying.
get it,
and
but
then-
with 4 to 6
Okay.
games, I can only take so much. I will a couple honorable mentions that we haven't mentioned. I have Shibs in my honorable mention list for support. I
He
think there's a lot of
hates you.
support
He
to
don't
be
want
on
to put
there.
you on the real list.
I'm gonna shout out Rutledge. Actually, I know he played 1 week, but he actually legitimately not solo one, but was a big reason they won game 1 against Lotus. I was watching, I think, a Vulture's POV or
Yeah.
Sweetie's POV. He was huge. He
if-
deserves that out.
If Rutledge
I
is here
struggled.
week 2, I think he'd have a strong case for me to be.
If Rutledge was here week 2, I don't think he would be on that second team right there. First.
I think
I know he's on for a week,
MVP, so if he went crazy.
so that's shout out for him. Kali G was my honorable mention for top lane. Pride and Queenie were like right neck and neck. I think jungle is by far the hardest role to rank. When we do all pros for CCS, I know there's gonna be a couple snubs. Usually all pros for CCS is first, second, third team.
Voting starting soon.
There's gonna be
I would
some
assume
snubs.
soon.
There just is. Not soon, but
Ish.
we'll plan out
Yeah.
soonish, yeah.
Ish.
But it's gonna be tough, I think, to get rank free junglers in the league and not have a couple snubs. And I mean, I kind of more or less agree with you. I think one thing I will say is I think the top side of the map is very clear so far. Murphy, Ek, BKP, clear 1, 2, 3 in their position right now. In terms of those roles. And I think last thing I'll say, currently in MVP, if it has to be anywhere right now, it's probably Ek as an early candidate favorite for MVP. That final boss
I
team
would-
is only go as far as Ek plays. If Ek
You know-
plays like the best jungler in the league, they can win the league and he will be the MVP. If Ek does not play like the best jungler in the league, they will not win this league. It is
I feel
actually
like
that clear. He
I
has to be
went
the best
into
jungler.
the split thinking that, but I think I have warmed up to X teammates. I think
think
they
so?
are. I think they are more talented than I gave them credit
Sure,
for. at
no,
the
no,
start.
for sure.
And I think
But
I
I
was
still
wrong on
think-
that in my initial evaluation of the team.
Either way, I think to beat.
I would still vote for Ek. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I think it's not accurate to say that it's the Ek show. And I went into the split thinking it would be the Ek show,
Sure.
and I was wrong. which is a very rare occurrence.
I don't know
So
if I would say it's the Ek show. It's more like if Ek is not the best player on Final Boss, I don't know if they can win the league. That's a better way to say it.
Okay. Y'all want to move to the
That's
next slide then?
What is the next slide? Is the next slide Hotline
it's
League?
just the next
No.
the next slide is Hotline League.
Oh, is it really?
Get in the-
How
I
much time
think.
we got for Hotline League? I'm pretty sure.
We do no, it's predictions. It's predictions.
There we
So
go.
let's just
I was about to
speed run
say.
that, bro. So let's just speed run predictions.
But yeah.
Lotus
Oh wait,
Syndicate 2-1 Lotus.
before we start predictions, if anyone is interested in
Okay.
joining Hotline League, join the stage CCZone in the main server.
Yes, please join the stage.
Yeah, you get to. We'll drag you in. You get to ask us a question. We'll answer it, and then your
Or you get to
CCZone
say what you want to
stage.
say.
I guess. What do you mean? Okay. Let's see. Anyways, predictions rapid fire. Lotus. Let's say 2-0 Syndicate. Iota 2-0 Con. Final Boss 2-0 TOE. Accessory Rush 2-1 New Origins. I feel like Queen 6 will have a moment at some point in that series. Hydra 2-1 Spire. Nah, Hydra 2-0 Spire. Unless Sutek runs it down, but I believe in Sutek. Lysium 2-0 Gojo's Gym, and then DOV. I'll give True Minded Gaming a bone. DOV 2-1 True Minded Gaming.
Give me Lotus 2-1 over Syndicate. Iota 2-0 over Con. Final Boss 2-0 Fear of Everything. Rush 2-0 over New Origins. Hydra. I'll do Hydra 2-1 over Spire. Lysium 2-0 over Gojo's Gym, and then 2-1 DOV Twisted. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel like the match to watch this week is Lotus Syndicate, and to a lesser extent, DOV TMG. Both stream games are the games to watch in my opinion. For DOV and TMG, this is a must-win. If you want to avoid Gauntlet and you're DOV, you must win this game. If you want to win a game, you must win this game if you're TMG. So that's kind of opinion on that. For DOV, I think it's a must-win though. If you want to avoid the Gauntlet. Now, if you don't care about Gauntlet, if you don't care about playoffs, you just want to go Gauntlet, that's fine. But if you want to see yourself in 4th seed in that Group B, which is very possible, DOV has a favorable schedule. They can do it. They got to be TMG here. And obviously for Lotus and Syndicate, one of these teams is going to be 1-2 coming into Week 4 Chelsea, which is not, I think, what anyone would have predicted.
That's
coming
really
into
funny.
the season.
Though. That's really funny, no?
The two teams that, to be very blunt, I got the most complaints about, and probably the players that I got the most complaints about, one of these teams is going to have a losing record.
That's true. Everyone was whining about Lotus, and then they got absolutely in their pockets run.
Maybe
Queen
Queenie Rutledge
6.
is just, fucking...
You're right. Maybe we should send Queenie to M100.
Real, finally. That's the only player we're going to eat next year.
I feel like I don't want to play against Queen 6 because that sounds really annoying for me. Cause it'd be like cause we're gonna show up to the function playing Brand versus Zyra. Like that's not like what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm gonna lock Zed and she's gonna lock Ifern.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it'll be winning for me, but I have to play against Ifern.
Are we all gonna move to CCZone? I know what we're gonna do.
I mean, as of right now, I don't see anyone down there, so we might.
We know that. People are in there. I think you have to check to see who we're.
Okay. Oh, we have to join it. Okay, let's go join it.
Here. All right, y'all.
Here we
hop
go.
On the stage. See, I told you there were people here.
Oh, it did not show them there. That's so
yeah,
weird.
Yeah, it never shows on stage, so we have to join.
Oh, that's so dumb. Where's Chelsea? Drag her up here. There we go.
Sorry, I've never used this. All right.
It's very.
No, I think I have to move them to stage.
Yeah, we have to move them up here. All right, we got 4 people. We got 4 people in here.
So there's 4 people in here. I'm gonna do it in order of how much I like them. So Anarchial Demon, he's getting on stage first. All right, Anarchial Demon, welcome to the CCZone podcast.
Hotline, man.
Hotline.
Hello. How y'all doing?
What do you have to say to the crowd?
Yeah. Well, hello. I guess is the first part, but I guess the other one is which match are you the most excited to watch next week and why?
Redakted, you go first.
You know what? I just realized I never gave my predictions. Damn.
Ah, hell no.
Anyway.
Give him the soapbox. Give him the soapbox.
No, that's okay. Predictions aside, the match I'm excited to watch To be honest with you, I would say for me personally, I am excited. It's kind of cliche. It's the Lotus Syndicate one, just because of how like hyped up it's been. But if I go outside of that, I think a match to watch would actually Dorado Khan sounds interesting to me too, because I didn't know what to expect of Khan. You kind of know what you expect with Dorado teams for the most part.
Kind of
So
just pandering to the guest, bro. Like I'm so sick.
wait,
That's
is he on
Jesus
Dorado?
Christ,
I'm
man.
I'm
No,
I'm
he's
the
on
top winner
Khan.
of
You're gonna
Con.
ask him for a bottle of
Yeah.
water now too, Lord.
Oh, he's on Con. I didn't know.
I'm the Con top winner. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Congrats. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I if we go outside the stereotypical answer, your match is also one I think should be watched. By the way, since it's not being streamed, please give me those raffle files once the match is done, so I can upload it to the CCS YouTube. Thank you very much.
I'll ask someone that can do that because I can't do that on a laptop. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You dropped like 19
Wait,
kills on
why'd
your
he leave?
laptop,
Why'd he
Hold on.
leave?
I
No,
don't
we
know.
lost him. It's fine. No, it's fine.
Wait,
It's fine. His
wait,
time's
wait,
over.
Wait, we didn't answer your question, dog. What the
No, it's
fuck?
fine. He left. He
He
doesn't
just
care
left.
about us.
He legit
He just
dropped.
went.
Yeah. So fuck y'all.
All
Anyway,
right,
you wanna
let's
get
get
Crisp
Chris
in
I
Ten
mean,
in
here?
here.
I'll answer it. I'll answer it. Jesus Christ.
No, no,
Like,
Chris Ten is here. Chris Ten is
oh,
here.
okay, Jesus.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
what's up,
Chris.
So, what I wanted to talk about is how I think that DOV Twisted is going to end up top 4 in the group. I don't know if that's like a hot take, but
Okay.
It is.
I think their AD carry is like the only one that I'm scared of in the league.
I have a question.
Really?
Chris.
Sorry, we're not scared of, but I think he's really good.
2.2?
I
2.0, yeah.
What do you
I have
want?
a question, Chris, for you. How
Bro, I
much
got
of
gapped by
this
him
take?
in Eternal.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh,
how
God.
much of this is influenced by you getting eliminated from Eternal by this team?
Bro, he's crazy. His laning, his team fighting, dude. This guy,
I
he's
mean,
my boogeyman right now.
Oh shit.
Let's
I will
talk about
say,
the DOV top 4 though, because I don't think that's a hot take. They have a really favorable schedule. It's Group B, so like besides Rush or Hydra, I'm not really afraid of any of the other 4 teams if I'm DOV.
I will say the Elysium match is the big one for them because I think they can
Sure,
beat
I agree.
yeah.
everyone else under them right now in the standings.
I mean,
Who
they
did lose
beat.
to week 1.
They
lost to
beat
Hydra, that's fine.
Yeah, they lost to Hydra, which is going to happen.
Yeah, that's fine.
I assume they can't beat Rush. Like in my opinion, they can't beat Rush. I
Yep.
think them versus New Origins is going to be really important because I think New Origins is also a team that can sort of. I mean, New Origins has to play against Gojo's gym, and I think Gojo's gym has already exploded, right? So I'm just going to assume that's sort of a
Have
1-1
they?
situation.
I wouldn't say that
for-
just yet. It's still pretty early for Gojo's gym to explode.
I guess.
I think the roster worked 5 times in week
But that's
4,
not
right?
exploding. Exploding for me is when they start FFing games or
You know what?
series.
For our standards, fair.
You know
fair.
what?
We'll play, dog.
Okay.
I'll give you
Yeah,
back.
no,
I'll give you back.
fair enough.
They're still playing, so they
Uh,
haven't exploded yet.
Alright. But DOV top 4. Let's the thing that sort of supports that is that we mentioned earlier, Skyloft Spire, they have really hard cross groups. They play against
Dorado
Dorado
and
and then they play against your team
Oh,
Lotus.
we'll give him a free win.
Okay.
Match fixing.
I mean,
that's crazy.
That'll be a really
Good talk.
hard game.
Uh, um, but I think DOV with an easier strength of schedule could edge them out in standings. It'll obviously come down to how they play against each other. But if this 2.0 guy owns you, Crisp, then who knows? Maybe he owns Glayfortial too.
Bro, he's my
Like
father, so
4 shows, crazy.
They did drop a game to a Gojo's team that figured out their roster like 15 minutes before the match.
Okay,
I-
but
I
Jack,
get it, but,
but
like,
Jack's, but it was the AP Varus incident. How is that guy supposed to
sure,
play
sure,
properly?
I know that, but like, okay, like
It
I
was a designated
understand,
flop of the week,
but like, you got. Listen,
right?
I
we
don't
gotta-
think Gojo's is that good. We'll wrap it up. Oh,
Yeah, someone kick Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Right? He's,
Anacreal is
gone.
back. Do we want to bring Anacreal back first?
no, he
or-
missed his fucking chance. We're getting. I clicked the Kato already. I was gonna get Panda in here, but
We'll
then
Panda
I
after
clicked the
Akeda.
wrong button. Yeah, so we'll get Panda after Akeda.
Alright.
Kata?
Get in here,
I
Kata.
Actually,
don't know
I got
how
it.
to
I
pronounce
got it. I got it. I'm bringing Panda up.
Yeah,
You
Kata's missing his chance too.
knuckleheads. Actually, what the fuck? Did they change the settings on here? Oh, here we go.
Hello?
Arcade is here. There we go.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear us?
Can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
how's
we
it
can
going,
hear you
man?
now.
Okay, how's it going, guys? I wanted to ask, you guys all have the same top six
Yep.
for
Those two.
Yeah.
your playoff contenders. Let's say that all top six fails to make it to finals. What do you think your dark horse picks would be?
Oh god, shut down CCS probably after that. But fuck, who would?
Okay, I think conventional wisdom would have me saying
Elysium,
Elysium
right?
Spire, but I think in a situation where these teams are losing, it would be where one of the fringe teams, I guess, would be
Group A teams,
sort of
yeah.
overperforming. And so in
Yeah.
that case, I think the two like fringe teams that would sort of outperform and start going crazy are, in my opinion, Con and New Origins are my
I,
like.
w- I would agree, actually. I think
I
in
think
that
they're higher
scenario,
variants than Skyloft and Elysium. I think Elysium is just like you get what you get.
yeah.
It's
And I
Elysium
think
and
one thing for Con in
Skyloft, unless they
particular,
make roster changes. Could be
I know we've
there's
been shitting on their strength of schedule for Con, but I think Pride and Mapsacks are actually pretty good. I think an Acro Demo is fine. Maybe, you only play who you have in front of you, right? Maybe we were wrong. I have to say, if it's not one of the six, I would probably say Con, because I'm seeing something there. And this is a new roster. And my understanding from speaking to Abasar was they only entered this league because of one player, but they're developing for like M100 or M250, whatever. And they wanted them to get like a veteran D4 experience with below M100. And so he joined, right? And maybe, and listen, he's got players around. Pride is good. I'm impressed with map sacks. A lot of these guys were randoms until I watched them play, but I don't think they're bad. So I would go for Con personally.
Okay.
I
You
think
got any
Yeah.
response to that, Kata?
I mean, I personally think that the script will be like theory of everything going 3-2 either way against final boss and finals. But um
Bro, what
I
are
don't
you?
know. I
actually
liked I enjoyed watching Theory of Everything, so if none of those top teams win, I want them to win.
Really? Okay.
That's fair. Wanting to win is a different thing.
I will ask you a question actually because and I know you've been mentioning this in Twitch chat. I want you while you're here to sort of have an opportunity to introduce your final boss players.
Yeah,
You're sort
Bravo's
of
in the
going about it
audience
in
now.
chat. Your team's in the audience. You're their fearless leader. Like sell the CCS on why final boss will um win the league.
Um, well, I was actually thinking about this just earlier. I think the recipe for success, right? I had mentioned it, is having a extremely dominant jungle, a powerful support to support that dominant jungle, and having stability in the right places. I don't think competitive League of Legends is a place where, or at least at this skill bracket, where solo laners or even AD carries are able to just
1v9.
completely define the game on their own. So I think having power or our power distribution where it is exactly what we need to win, because our solo laners are incredibly consistent. Like, they will not lose you the game. And our AD carry and jungle have this incredible X factor that I think will deliver for us.
Okay.
I want to piggyback on that point because I really do agree with your thoughts on power distribution. And that is why I have like a team like XSV Hydra at fifth. And I feel like they have a sort of opposite power distribution where
Mm.
they have like a lot of strong individual players in like the top mid and AD carry positions. And I don't think they have that like, you know, they don't have the Ek, they don't have the Bravo to really tie it together and get them to a chip. So I
Yeah,
like to believe. I would like to see an Ek win, but
I think I think the solo laners that might be either on paper or even just competitive experience that have like a individual edge against final boss solo laners will struggle to build meaningful advantages against us.
yeah. All right.
Alrighty,
Well, thank you
thank
for your
you.
time.
It's
How we'll do
Panda
this?
next.
Yep,
Yeah, let's
I'm
get
getting
Panda, then
Panda.
get Panda, then a Spada, then there's the two other final boss players. We'll
If you have
bring them in
to-
together after a
If you
Spada.
have to leave, I can also solo it too, by the way.
Yeah.
Redacted's down.
Well, he's streaming, so.
Yo,
Yeah. Panda, what's up, dog?
Panda.
I'm
What's
gonna
up?
talk about Vivas tonight, I feel like.
Panda.
oh, say that again.
But I feel like we've been talking a lot about you guys tonight, so it's nice to have
I
you.
mean,
Yeah,
on.
y'all got some
we're
praise,
pretty
Panda. How you
awesome.
feel about that?
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you, 2.0 is a little freak, bro. Kid's 17. He's probably one of the best ADCs I've played with. I feel like I'm Afromu, trying
Support
to
so
help
easy.
out a youngin. Yeah, dude. I will say, like, I think that our team really got off on the wrong foot because we had such a switch up with the mid stuff. I'm really glad that we did win against Gojo's. I think they're kind of on the bottom end
Yeah,
of the
tell us what you
bracket.
think about him. What do you think
I
they
mean,
are?
I didn't think we were gonna have that hard of a time against Gojo's or TMG or even like Khan, but Khan is looking pretty good. I think our loss to Hydra felt bad because although Maddie played well, he also played like an ape. Like he was just getting caught time and time again. Granted, I
That
play
sounds
really good
right.
hook champs, but like his team was there to back him up. Like I think Sudek, all things considered, played well. So did Espada.
You hear about
But our swaps in the roster, it might be like a shaky week or two. But I think after we get that figured out, I do think we can make top 5, top 4. Just pushing through. Like if our ADC stays healthy, if our players stay healthy, we have one that just got out of the hospital and another one
broke
that
like
infected
Claire's
finger.
ACL or something? Like what fucking happened?
Wait,
No,
wait,
he-
does your
he-
ADC
He
have
has
a
an infected finger,
Does
bro.
your ADC
like,
have a
and he's
bedtime,
not gonna
by
be
the
this
way?
week. Yeah, he's not gonna be here this
Bro's
week,
like,
bro.
if our player stays out of the IR, we gotta check.
Yeah,
Wait,
then we have a
wait.
chance. bro.
Do any of your players have a bedtime? Because I remember in old CCS we legit had players who had bedtimes.
Yeah, the mid laner that had to go schedule wise, he had a bedtime because he has to get up at like 5 a.m. So like eventually, it just became a point where he can't do.
We can't play
this.
best of fives then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's cooked.
yeah, he can't really
Literally
do
can't play.
this. So
Guys, we just
we're
gotta win this best of 5 in 2 hours.
we're finding some swap ups, and I mean, I'm happy with the praise that we're getting. But like, I do think there's going to be a couple of weeks here. Granted, I'm glad that we play Team G, this week because that should be. An
Why
easier
why
one.
do you say that? What's wrong with
I put TMG in the bottom 3 in my looky loo, so I'm just
My
saying
looky
that this is a
loos,
good
I'm
week for us to
dead.
swap around.
who else in
Uh,
that bottom 3 if you don't mind me asking?
No, yeah, tell us.
You guys made your rankings, so I mean, I kind of mostly agree with those, but
Yeah, that's a good PR
I
answer.
think-
Good PR answer.
yeah. I
Man,
think
nice
next
corporate
week,
answer, man.
He doesn't want to get added in trash talk.
I just think a lot of players in this league are pretty decent, and then there's some players that I just think are bad, but they're having pretty good splits so far. I mean, granted, it's only 2 games, but like, damn, I played against Khan before. I played against
right.
Khan before, and they were terrible, and now they're 2-0, ain't they? So like,
DCS
shit.
effect.
Yeah. My question was, why is specifically for Chelsea, but you guys can answer too. Why so much hate against my boy Fumi, bro?
Oh shit.
Like he's out there doing what he's doing,
What do you mean? Why so much hate? It's a
Like,
section called Flops of the Week, and I opened at work. I looked at Match History channel, and I see the 0-10-4 Poppy looking like Tony Snell, and we're asking me why I'm hating.
But he popped off
Frankly-
the other 2 games. You could have highlighted him, and then you could have made it like a
Right,
A
but there's no
sandwich,
highlights
a
in
shit
the week
sandwich.
section.
You wanted her to make
a
a
shit
shit
sandwich. Yeah, make a
You're
shit
Panda,
sandwich.
Panda, where in the slideshow was there highlights of the week? There's no.
You didn't
highlights
have to
of
put it in the
section.
slideshow. You could have just said he did good game 1, game 2 was a fucking shit show, and game 3 he did good too. Like that.
I
Like,
mean, he should be
Yeah.
grateful that
Yeah.
his match even got talked about. To be honest,
Panda,
Let's
you
think
are
about
a
how many
former
matches-
CCS producer. You know how we roll over here.
hey, a dub is a dub. That's all I'm saying about that, bro.
listen,
but-
he got it off. He got off easy, bro. You see, I spent fucking 5 minutes screaming about fucking Graves top on a fucking Wednesday afternoon. All right,
Yeah.
I think Fumi should be grateful actually that I didn't look at the rest of that draft. We actually
I
pulled up the
think-
replay too.
I think
redacted
Varus
as the
and
replay
the-
files.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
them
boy.
files go live,
Yeah.
boy, oh boy. Just
Hey, you can
know.
look back at the game if you want. That shit was. I felt bad for
I
him.
can't wait.
So what the fuck is he supposed to do, bro?
I mean, also, isn't that guy someone in chat who actually? Actually, Anarchial Demon makes a great point, as he always does, to be honest. Isn't your
Oh,
top
God.
laner got sent to mid lane after that Poppy game?
He didn't get sent to mid. He wanted the swap, and we had a vacated position. So
Like, give me
I'm
mid.
sorry. He wanted to
After
swap.
about a
Was there like
performance.
perhaps an inciting event that would cause someone to swap to a different lane?
yeah. He said, and I quote, "I'm either pop off or run it down top. Let me play mid." And I mean,
Okay.
our
You know
last
what?
series
Fairs,
shows
yo,
that
fuck
that's
it,
true.
Fairs Demon. He popped off. Fairs.
Yeah. He did some
Alright.
good. He did some bad. At least this time, if he does that in mid, we can yell at him to play Oriana or something. That'll be good.
That is
True.
true.
The
Listen,
stupid doc
despite what
players
it
will do.
sounds like, I am rooting for, I think, what is the name? Ohio Drive? 'Cause that is a
Yeah.
really funny name. And so that does earn him some points. Thank you very much, Panda, for pulling up the show. We did lose a Spada again.
It was a Spada.
No
So
worries,
I guess it goes
but
to
yeah, thank you,
Bravo.
Panda.
Or Hell, who was it?
Well, also-
Bravo
also-
or Hellfuck?
Oh shoot, I moved him back down. Let me move him back
Wait,
up.
why
Let me
you
move him back
moving him?
up. I
Why
thought he
you
was
moving
done. I
him?
thought he was done. My
No,
fault.
y'all said something about it. I just have to glaze my boy Bravo. He's good, bro. Like,
We
I
know
think,
Bravo, y'all. Y'all ain't gotta glaze
bot
him.
lanes in the
Bravo's
league, he's
former
good.
CCS.
Oh, it is good.
We know
Yeah.
Bravo's history.
He should say the same thing about me, though.
We'll see about
Yeah.
that.
But
when we
just-
pull
Yeah,
him
that
up
guy's
here.
just dirty internally or whatever.
Yeah, let him up here. Let
Alright,
him up here. We'll see.
let's get him up. Let's get his top laner up too.
Who's this top? Oh, hella
I
fucking
have
word.
speaking
I-
rights.
I-
Oh my
Listen,
god.
I,
so
I
where
will,
am I?
I will
Where am
never
I?
forget
We're on,
your
we're on
Renata,
stream,
okay?
Merp.
Alright.
Watch your language.
Alright, I know we have Bravo first, but I do want to address Murphy right now.
That's me.
Can
the
you
goat- that's
play
the goat
more
Murphy.
champions? That's what we're
Can I
all
play more
dying to find
champions?
out.
Yeah, I can play so many champions. I can play
Yeah, how many?
Poppy, Malawi, shit. I think my third most played is Kled. I don't remember. It's been such a long time.
Wait,
that's
Murphy,
the good answer.
Murphy, can you
That
play
is the good
Resistance
answer.
Malawi?
That's hiding your strat.
Do I play? Of course I play Resist. I love all her
Can you
chromos
play
too.
Battle Bear Malawi?
Of course.
I think we're good to go, man.
I
He's
play-
got him. He's
I
fine.
play
He's
all
got
the
good champions.
skins.
Yeah. Who's guy's him?
I like Snow Moon Alawi. That's my favorite Alawi skin.
I like the orange and the pink and the purple Snow Moon Malawi.
Yes, I use the purple one too. I will say I'm personally like a big advocate for playing Alawi in comp, because what happens in like low elo comp, a lot of people will just blind Redakted into you, and if you just it's Alawi, like, with all due respect, Alawi's no Jace, she's no Gnar. It's not like the most difficult thing to pick up and have in your pocket, and everyone's gonna fucking blind Renekton into you. Obviously, you don't get that luxury because you have 7 million games of Alawi, so it's just gonna
I
be
don't know what you're
banned.
talking about. I only have like 2 games of my champion.
And so I think a lot more top laners should learn the champion. It has a good matchup spread against a lot of blind top laners. It's pretty easy to pick up. You just sort of press W so all the tentacles slam on the guys. You just sit in side lane. If the enemy team has to dive into you, like, I mean, everyone's played an Emerald solo queue against an Alawi one trick, right? Like, you do just sometimes
Everyone-
accidentally lose.
Everyone pick Alawi so I can play Poppy and eat your ass.
Wow.
Please
Yes,
and
I-
thank you.
You heard it here first. Murphy29 wants to eat your ass. This is live CCS
I want
breaking
to
news.
do exactly that.
Okay, before I
Sometimes
get
I
you
ask
too
myself,
worked
why did I
up,
bring that this
Bravo.
week?
What's cooking?
Got back
Go
from work,
Bravo.
saw there was
Welcome
a
back,
podcast.
Bravo.
Welcome back, Goat.
Thank you. Happy to be here. I don't know. I was hearing this discussion about the top supports, and truthfully, I only know like Valter and Shibs.
Oh, those are
Like,
probably
or-
two of the top supports, to be fair.
Those were the
And
two
that's
people I
what I'm
put on my
saying.
They're probably
list.
like two of
Those
the
were
top
the
supports,
two
but-
people I put on my list. Flay didn't because Flay is fake and hates you. But
Alright, man. I
So-
already put him in the honorable mention.
So like, just wondering why am I in slot 3 over below these guys?
Oh,
What was the
hell.
criteria?
For who? For me or
Bravo, do
Chelsea?
you remember your
well, he is slot 3
tendencies?
for me.
I do
I mean,
know my
he's not top
tendencies. That's why I'm
He's
just
not
curious.
top
Like,
three.
I mean,
is
I
it
think
just like, hey,
first-
this guy in sometimes, or do we have like more criteria?
I have
than
too
that?
much
Well, I think it is-
PTSD if you playing Renata. I'm sorry. I need to see it. I need to see you play more.
You
I
want
know
me to
like
pull
3
up
years
the
ago.
Renata?
I
Robert,
think
I've
for
watched
for
you do-
Valter 88, in my opinion, Valter has performed. He has played 5 games now against, in my opinion, like
Probably both
two
the best
teams that are really like he is has a higher sample size against good teams and has performed every single game, you have like a 3-game sample size because like yeah, you're gonna beat TMG again. Like I think Redakted could beat TMG. It would be close, but it's like I think in terms of like I'm valuing the larger amount of performances. And then for Shibs, it was also close. I'm honestly impressed with the Shibs role swap. I did debate putting you above Shivs. I think I didn't. I think in terms of the games, I feel like Crisp has been kind of running it down, and I think Shibs has been doing a really good job of like mitigating that. And I'm sure you will have to do your fair share of that work once Resi starts having Resi moments again. But I think overall, I've seen more out of the top 2. And is that a factor of sample size? Like, yes. But also, it's my ranking. I get to do what I want.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm just happy to not be rated first, because then I just have to like prove why I'm first the whole time. Now I can just be like, yeah, these guys are better than me, and then when I beat them, it's like, well, I don't know.
It's also only been 2 weeks. Right? Like, it's been 2 weeks, and like I do know you more than the other support besides Walter. So yeah. I'm familiar with your game. You cannot fool me. And so I still need to see more of a. Listen, you said it yourself in your old interview or in your interview lately. Your int moments were famous. They've seemed to reduce. I've always made the argument that your biggest strength is being a captain, and that's like a genuine like compliment, by the way.
Facts.
Thank you.
Being like someone to like keep the monkeys. I know these players. You're like a zookeeper, okay? I understand. It is an important skill to be a zookeeper. A lot of people need it, and you are a good zookeeper. That's important to have. But I think the previous history definitely comes into fact, at least for me, because I didn't have you first or second. But it's also only been 2 weeks. And yeah, you play against TMG, I'm not going to really count that. But once you guys, honestly, the real matchup for me, for you guys, to really determine kind of your skill, is probably going to be that, where is it? Where's that matchup? It's somewhere here.
And what week are we looking forward to? 6?
Week
okay.
6, you get Shibs. You, Resi against Shibs, Crispy, is the bot lane matchup I want to watch. That's what I want to see to determine, not just who's the best support in the league, but who's like the best bot lane duo in the league. That's something I want to do later on as well.
The thing about Resi is that like every single time in my mind, I'm like, damn, Resi's playing pretty good. Or damn, like this final boss team is pretty good, sort of in all 5 positions. It's like Vietnam War flashbacks of playing with Resilient in LXC Draft League. They just like flood my mind like I have some sort of post-traumatic Resi disorder. And I think it will take, by week 2, that's not going to be cleared. It's going to take at least like 5 weeks and countless like very intensive therapy sessions to get over my post-traumatic Resi disorder. But, by the time you guys win, if you win, it'll be cleared. And then Resi's, that's W rep for Resi. So, I mean, he has the most approved.
You can just call us the moment spot lane. And whether that's good moments or bad moments,
That is true.
Let
you guys are
very
notable.
You guys are a moment spotlight. I'll give you guys that.
Highest highs, lowest lows. Cheers.
Yeah.
What the Resi do? Whatever.
You know what? You can ask him.
But yeah,
I ain't gonna do that. I don't care enough.
Okay, then don't ask him.
I just need them to win my ball lane.
Also, Flay, were you around to clock the Aegis run? Because like you sold out to Aegis, right?
Alright, man.
I love
that you guys keep calling him
I thought it
out.
was really.
Please continue.
I thought it was
that.
really fun that Jason Crypt 5 won AEL. That is just the objective funniest thing
so
that
awesome that he won AEL.
And honestly, like Bravo, once Bravo didn't have to play against Prime Koyesh, he actually looked pretty good.
Oh shit.
So honestly.
Wait, Koyesh that's in the LJL right now? Koyesh?
I think
that Koyesh?
I think Koyesh, like, he did make a montage at EU, which was really funny. But, no, I mean, that guy also did hit, like, 700 LP immediately after that split, so maybe he was... Maybe that was just unlucky.
Maybe it's my turn this split.
Yeah, maybe... I mean, you have been climbing really, really fast. So look at your...
What are you ranked right now?
I dropped back to D2.
Don't answer that, Bravo.
Don't answer that. Yeah, Nubly clears, idiot.
Yeah, honestly. You're like the second. Yeah, I mean, if you go by rank, you're the second best player in the league, probably. It's like
wait a minute,
isn't XP won yet? Isn't XP
Honest
won
League? Honest League,
well, you gotta, yeah. Ekka's D1. That's my goat.
I think I'm not sure if he's D1. I'm not.
Did he climb? He was D3 the last time.
He was D3 because he hasn't really been playing. Listen,
All right.
PoE wins next week. Odyssey, I will eat a piece of paper. Wait, who do you guys play before I say that? Fuck.
Look at him.
You guys play. Who do they
Dumbass.
play? Oh, wait. You know what? If you guys beat Final Boss next week, I will eat a piece of paper live on camera.
I'm inviting everyone to speak, by the way, since everyone here is already so
Hello.
good. All right, we got the whole gang here now.
Alright, yeah, let's
this
wrap
is probably
this-
gonna be
let's
the
wrap
last
this up.
thing. We're just gonna
It's
wrap
on
it
you
up.
to remember me to do it, by the way.
So Crispin and Arkill Demon, how are you guys feeling?
Doing well,
Pretty good.
chilling, having fun. Hell yeah.
Do you guys have anything to say? Panda's here too. We can
Ooh.
one
I
big
have a-
group picture.
I have a very quick question if possible.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Now, going after like the starter games and then going into like week 2, can we talk about how Garen has beaten Camille in 2 different games?
Oh my god.
Can we talk about that? Because
okay.
I beat Ohio Drive,
like-
Garen Camille, and then Ohio Drive's Garen beat a Camille as well. I think this
That is
week. So what
well,
happened?
first of all, he learned from you clearly, right? Like,
Obviously, of course.
A to B.
Of
I
course.
will say, like, I made a lot of fun of the Garen Camille, and I was actually going to make like a whole thing about Garen Camille. That was going to be a talking point, but the realistic like answer is that Camille is very, very bad, and sort of has been for a while. She is never really, even despite that miniature buff they gave her, that was really better for jungle than it was for top lane anyway.
Mhm.
The champ is just not good. And the Garen champ is really good. And so even though it's like, yes, it's Garen Camille, Camille wins the matchups, like one person has to be playing League of Legends Camille without Divine Sunderer. And I really do wish that champion was better. I think it's a lot healthier for the game if the champ is at least like viable. I mean, she's a weak early game threat that now doesn't have that true damage conversion with Divine Sunderer. So she's just not a late game demon. So you're like picking a, like if you want a like better Garen matchup that scales, at this point just lock Kale. You can lock Kale, have your jungler crash the level 4 wave, and then your champ's actually just better than Camille. Obviously you don't have engaged, but you have something, you deal damage, whereas Camille I feel like sort of does nothing. She's just really weak, right? It needs to fix her. And yeah. That's a
Great
Camille
podcast.
rant.
Been 2 hours actually.
Legit
2 hours.
podcast,
We were like
yo.
trying to speed it up, by the way. And it was 2
Thanks a
hours.
lot.
Yeah.
Chelsea talking about it's gonna be an hour.
I never said it was gonna be an hour. I never said. That's why I wanted to
did.
start at
an
6.
hour.
You
But then I
did.
forgot I made Chelsea like a nap.
Oh no, wait. Oh,
I said-
Flay wanted it to be an hour. Sorry.
Yeah,
It was
Flay
Flay.
wanted
wanted
it
it
to be
to
an
be an hour.
hour.
Guys, remember,
But
remember. Chelsea stated statistically she's objectively right.
Statistically, I'm
Come on now.
objectively.
Look at that face.
Exactly.
Does it look like it's
Someone
always right?
fucking understands
Wait,
me. Yes,
Someone-
it
someone's supposed
does.
to step the meme.
See, exactly.
I can't believe I have to go from doing this for 2 hours to showing up to fucking scrims, bro.
Yeah,
I'm locking
exactly.
fucking
Ooh.
Talon, Kha'Zix, Zed, and calling it a day. I'm
Damn.
fucking sick to my stomach.
Play
man.
some Fizz.
No, you're right.
Exactly.
This is. It's like technically
Ooh.
tryouts too. Yeah. It's
Our
like,
last
hey,
thing before we get off.
they like
That
cancel me.
afternoon Fizz game, by the way, was illegal as fuck. I just want the record to show that. That shit was so
Yeah,
illegal.
it was.
We're gonna end it on that. Thank you everyone for tuning in for the first episode of the CCZone podcast. We will try and do this weekly. Realistically, we'll do it when we get people. If you want to participate, if you have ideas for stuff to do on stream, message Redakted. He's sort of the guy for all of that. He's our content
more
cop
work.
or whatever you call him.
Content cop is crazy.
but-
Make me sound like a
yeah,
RoboCop.
make Redakted do any work because he's remember bald and lazy. But thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you when we see you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.